No, I'm way too early. No,
Hello, everybody, welcome.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, we came in way too hot, way too early there. No, it is not. To me, like, usually when we have, this is completely off topic, so people are like, what are you talking about? But that's
We're talking about a peach beer here.
Yeah, we're talking about peach beer that I'm drinking.
The question was, is it as peachy a beer as the peach Coke from Japan was to
It's
Coke?
called Bangin' Beers in High School.
So this is this is more of an IPA flavor with a hint of peach rather than most of the peach beers where they hit you with like more of a creamy flavor, and it's like trying to make it tries to make it resemble like a peach ring. It goes for the candy taste, where this is more of a beer with a peach taste. I actually like this.
You'd love it, Andy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You want to take a quick sip?
No, because I don't want to get you sick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're like, you have the fucking.
It's still my voice. I can't.
You didn't tell me that when we already kissed.
Yeah. This is my life now. So.
The header flew the fuck.
All right, so hey everyone, we are here, Not Cool in High School, and but we went around the table. Well, two of us are at the table. We went around and they convinced me to bust the camera out, and so we're going to be doing video now. That being said,
how you gonna upload it though?
It's going to take a long time.
Upload a raw.
So, well, you can't.
He's starting to actually upload it right now.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is this audio is going to go out immediately. If you're waiting for the video, you may have to wait a day or two. That's just the way it's going down. So the video will come, but it just has to be. It's going to be a little bit because my computer is super slow. I literally I rendered a video last night that was 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is like one of my shorter interviews. I started at 8 o'clock at night. But when I went to bed at 12, it was at 3%. When I woke up the next morning, it was like 52.7, like 52.60. So it just finished when I got home from work. So like
that's terrible.
It used to be I would start it at like 11 o'clock at night, wake up for work the next day, and it'd be done, and I can just upload it so it's ready for everybody by like noon. That may not be the case anymore. But here's our goal. Well, our goal, my goal. I'm speaking
shared goal.
It's a shared goal. I want this show to be a live show again. I want maybe it won't be there so much for the interaction where we're going to read the chat and be like, "Hey guys," maybe a little bit, but not too much because I think we got distracted really easily last time. And it'll probably be better because Ben's at the head of the table. Because when he sat where you were, he was just reading the chat the whole time. He was like butterfly. But so the goal is I want this to be a live stream service, like a live stream episode, and I don't have to edit and render and do all that because it's just going to be the stream, upload it right to YouTube, and we're done.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, but to get that, I need a better laptop, and to get a better laptop, I'm looking at.
You need some money.
I need one that's going to be pretty powerful, pretty strong, that can do this kind of stuff. Because I would like to stream on 3 different platforms at once. So I'd like this to
possible.
Yeah, if you have a strong enough laptop, it'll do it. So you can put it so it streams to like YouTube, Facebook, and Mixer at the same time. So we just got to be very careful what we say on live because there's no going back if we say something fucked up.
What? Why are you looking at me?
You were the last one to make a noise. Yeah, so that's our goal. If you want to help us achieve that goal, please, like, not please, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want to help us and this is something you're passionate about and you like the show, get some merch. I know it's the prices are super low, so we're not going to make much off it. So, and we also have a donation tab if you need to go up.
No, I was looking at that.
So we have a donation tab too. So if you want to make a donation to the podcast, you can do that as well. That's pretty much everything for that. We have a lot of cool episodes coming out. Interview wise, I have enough content to take me to August after these 2 months.
Oh my god! Well, then take a little break. I'll just do one a week.
Well, no. Once I get these 2 months done, I can literally stop for 3 months.
Yeah,
because I have enough content to take me till August.
That's crazy.
And what I might do is just do like 2 interviews a month and just make it really like scary. Yeah. But yeah, and another big thing too. If you are watching this, thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you've never been here before and you made it this far, just give us a subscribe, help us out, because we can get to a point where YouTube does pay us, and that's nice. If you are listening to this audio only, thank you. And you listen to that 30-second ad in the beginning, thank you. You got us paid.
A couple cents, yeah.
And it did nothing. It took nothing out of you to do that.
About Anchor. It's so easy. Yeah. It is easy, though.
It really is. So, with all that out of the way, we're going to talk some news, talk about kind of what we're into. Spoiler alert for me, not much, because I've been podcasting like my life depended on it. And and then we'll get into Ben's topic later on, which he brought his entire fucking house, and he was told 4 times, "Don't bring bring the system, 3 games." So me and Andy made a side bet, right?
Oh, who's winning? Andy, probably.
Well, we'll see. What was I, 12? Did I say 12?
10.
10. I said over under 10 items. What do you think?
Over.
Oh yeah.
I said 30.
Andy said 30 items. What are you doing? Over or under?
Over.
Yeah, after looking what
That's
he has,
not
he's
a lot.
10 items. I figured like a system, a controller, and then like a handful of games.
Yeah, like the big games, like 5 games. or
Yeah,
something,
like a realistic person would have done. Bren's like, I'm gonna bring every piece of Neo Geo I've ever looked at in my entire life to your house tonight.
Is this true?
Here's my Phillips
over or
head
under?
screwdriver.
I know you didn't count.
Here's my
Over or
flathead screwdriver. Here's my star screwdriver.
Yeah.
Like,
so if you have the over or under, you can comment now and see, and give me your number, and then when we get to it towards the end of the night, you can see if you were correct or not. So yeah, that should be a blasty blast. While I'm opening up my phone, does anyone,
Fucking side bets.
Does anyone
it's the
have
best thing?
Yeah.
It's the best thing.
Does anyone have any news topics that they've came across or read or looked into that kind of caught, like they're excited, they've seen? Anything you're excited about that's coming out?
Black Widow movie. That's still a little bit that. Wonder Woman. That's still like 2 months away. Well, no, I think it's March. It's Black Widow, and then maybe it's April and May. I forget. It's a while yet.
So I'm still pretty excited about Animal Crossing. There's 2 different pre-order bundles. The one through Target, you get a journal and a calendar.
In game or
in real life.
Okay.
And the one from Best Buy, you get, I think they call it a badge. It's pretty much like a reusable sticker of Tom Nook. So I was probably going to get
Is that the little raccoon-looking guy?
Yeah, the guy who owns the store.
Okay.
So there was 2 different pre-order options out there. I really like. They had new skins.
Jason's secretly judging us for liking Animal Crossing.
And
It's like Pokemon all over again.
This is way worse than Pokemon. This is super kiddie.
There's no fighting in this one. I don't think there is.
No, there's definitely not.
You fish.
I don't know much about it.
You literally
catch bugs.
Yeah, it's a kids game, but it's an in-depth kids game. Like it has, like you can play it and be super simple, or you could really dive into it and make something.
Is it like a more
sure.
cutesy Sims?
Yes.
Is that an easy way to?
It's like
describe
it's
it?
Kind of like Harvest Moon.
Yeah, Harvest
Okay.
Moon is more
kind of.
Yeah.
And you collect these things called gyroids, which is my favorite item in the game. That they make random noises when you play like a soundtrack. Yeah, I love those things.
But they had the. There's pictures for the pre-orders for the wireless controllers. I'm probably going to pick one of those up. They're pretty nice.
All right.
They should make a
The
legitimate.
price was really good for them too. For a Switch controller.
Yeah. For
a Pro
legit
controller.
one, yeah. They're the best controllers. I love them. 20-hour battery life. Who can argue with that?
No, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
On what is that? AA?
On the Pro controller. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Or does that
nuts.
plug into the system?
It plugs into this, charged with the system. Yeah.
Which is that for the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are
not
ungodly
these two.
expensive.
Like the regular,
Joy-Cons.
not the Joy-Cons. Yeah, the regular
other one.
Pro controller has 20-hour battery life.
I have one of those, and they are awesome.
Yeah.
But they're like super expensive.
Yeah, when they
were
came
like
out, it was
$70.
Yeah, I think it was
or
$70
something
when they
like
came
that.
out. They went down a little bit.
They're crazy.
I think this Animal Crossing one advertised for like 40 or a little over 40, but it
pretty
said
wild.
it took AA's.
Oh, that's probably why.
yeah, the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
is really
it has
good.
an internal battery.
That's what I
pretty
want.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
That's
good.
what I want.
That's like the Wavebird wireless controller. Like
Yeah.
that's say
A lot of
they
people
say
rave
we're
about
the
that.
best.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god!
have one of
Still on
I
my
have
first
one.
set of batteries.
That's fucking
2004.
Hey, you lose out on the Rumble, but fuck it, you're flown
No.
all around. You could take a piss while you're playing Smash Brothers.
Love my Wavebird.
Yeah, I never got one.
Phenomenal.
It's a good controller.
Yeah, so I'm super pumped for Animal Crossing, and they're also coming out with a special system too.
Oh, like the special designs on it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that. It's like white and there's characters on it, white and green.
PlayStation Plus is going to offer BioShock Collection this month and Sims 4.
Yeah, I think it's out. Or is
Yeah.
it tomorrow? Maybe.
Probably one of them is out. Oh, they put them both out right away.
Theirs aren't always in the first. You know how Xbox is always the first. Theirs are like weird. I'm gonna get the BioShock collection, even though I didn't like Infinite. The Sims I don't give a shit about.
mean,
And there's some VR game for free too.
They're both two good games.
Yeah, for free. You can't
and
complain.
then Xbox has a motorcycle game, the Call of Cthulhu.
I'm interested in that. I don't
Yeah,
have games gold though.
I'll try it. And then Sims Fable Legends or Fable Stories or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think that's like a weird downloadable. It's not like a true Fable game.
Yeah, and then Star Wars Battlefront.
Not bad.
Yeah. Then I got here, live action adaptation of the manga One Piece is coming to Netflix.
I don't know anything about One Piece.
That
Yeah,
does
that's that
nothing.
pirate anime.
That does nothing for me.
Yeah, same here.
A guy I'm interviewing, his interview's coming out soon. He has a book out that he's working on, and it's a pretty cool like medieval type. I'm not going to do it justice by describing it, but it's called The Saga of Eternal War. So you can go on Facebook, and what he's doing is he has these things called drop letters, and these drop letters are setting up the story to his book that is going to come out later.
Huh?
So if you're into like
A book, like a novel?
yeah, it's like Game of Thrones style Lord of Rings universe type thing, except I don't think it has dragons. I think he said. I don't know. I have so much in my brain. Yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield Max Raid event is and a new free item is out now. I guess they put a lot of new stuff out in the game. I haven't checked it out. I haven't gone back.
I don't know what new stuff you really... There's no new Pokemon, though, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when that DLC comes out.
You kind of run out of stuff to do, though, at the end, like...
I saw you scroll past it. Are you not going to talk about that show? The leaked
This one?
the leaked footage from the Star Wars show.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you see it? Did you watch it?
I did
Anybody
not.
watch it? No.
I guess there's test footage from George Lucas's canceled Star Wars Underworld series that's been released. So I guess it was about to be released and they got canceled, but I guess the test footage is out.
Yeah, it was. If you watch the video, it's the video, and then it shows the video again, but like behind the scenes with the green screen. Mm-hmm. It was pretty awesome. Like I don't know what his big plan was there. It was strange to me though when I watched it. It felt like I was watching George Lucas's Star Wars. I don't even know how that would make sense.
Yeah,
but because it's like a watch thing, but it was pretty awesome.
Maybe this is one of those things where he's like, I'm going to put this out. People are going to love it.
It was going to be like an LA Noire kind of thing. It was going to be like a...
with all new characters or something?
It had new characters. It was like post Fall of the Empire on Coruscant. And it was like showcasing kind of like the underworld mob crime syndicates.
Yeah, like what happens now that the Empire's not around. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what happened with Deadpool. Nobody would pick up Deadpool, and then Ryan Reynolds...
Oh, I thought you meant the Empire film?
No,
I was like, what?
with Deadpool, nobody would pick it up, and then Ryan Reynolds released the freeway scene with no CGI, with really no CGI.
That was part of the movie. You know?
It was literally just the movie, but it was like his test footage, and because nobody would pick it up, and then once it got released, everyone's like, "Why is this not a thing?" And then all of a sudden, then people are like, "Okay, people are clamoring for this. Let's actually pick it up and make it." So that was the rumors, I guess. Did someone put it?
Someone said he's going to be the Doctor Strange. I was like, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I was like, come on now. If you're going to put him somewhere, it has to be in the X-Men.
Our orange blood review. Did you guys when you posted that?
Is that a food? Or what is orange?
It looks like a game. I don't know. Someone posted it.
Orange blood.
It looks like River City Girls. I'm just looking here.
I don't remember that one at all.
I know, speaking of SNK, Samurai Showdown comes out for the Switch on the 25th of this month.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of downloadable content for it too. They're really opening that game up.
Is it like a new version?
It's a new version
of
Samurai
cool.
Showdown, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like fashioning off of like Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 4 or 5. But just with Samurai Showdown, and
it's already out for PlayStation.
Oh, okay, yeah. They were hard games back in the day. Samurai Showdown. I played like one or two of them.
They also add Hanomaru from Samurai Showdown and Soul Calibur.
Oh, cool!
As a new character.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
6?
Picking up a copy.
Mm-hmm.
Rockstar really Games co-founder Dan Hosier is leaving the company. I do know that some people from Rockstar were saying that they want to stop making games every 8 years. They want to go back to that 2010 cycle or 2005 cycle
every 4 years,
where they had like 3 games a year out.
Well,
they're not saying rush games out, but like the one year they had like Max Payne, they had Grand Theft Auto,
and Bully maybe
like a Bully style game, and then they just dropped it, and then they didn't make a game until Grand Theft Auto, and didn't make another game until Red Dead Redemption 2.
I mean, I don't know. Grand Theft Auto, like 5. I mean, Jesus, that still has like such a huge.
You don't
following.
need a Grand Theft Auto every year,
and
but I mean,
it's like the
they can
online.
make some other game.
You can bring back Max Payne. Max Payne 3 was so much fun.
No, I never played any of those.
It was so much fun.
It seems like people are clamoring for a Max Payne.
Probably because it's been so long. Since there was
Bully. People want Bully again.
I hate that game, and you know why? Because I was like, I just want to I just want to kill the teacher. I just want to kill them. And I try. I'm like, you can't. I'm like, I wish there was a cheat code to give this kid a gun.
You wanted to take a gun around the school.
Yeah, not kill the students, kill all the teachers. Because
that makes it better.
They were clearly the bad guys, and they were evil.
Yeah, they were. They were letting you get picked.
Yeah, and it was like, I can't fight back after these stupid rules, and I was just like, I can't play this game. If it was Grand Theft Auto, I could kill them all.
Yeah. Trying to think of another Rockstar game. Oh, Manhunt.
Red Dead.
Everyone wants Manhunt.
Oh, yeah, Manhunt 1 and 2.
Yeah, like there's some cool ones out there. Rockstar used to make really good racing
You
games.
know what they made? They made table tennis for 360.
Yeah.
You mean Midnight Club?
Midnight Club was really fun, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they made that. How about that?
Oh, yeah, that was a huge thing, too.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, PS5 put out their official webpage for the Sony put out the official webpage.
What does
for
it say? PS5?
It just says coming soon, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, who cares?
No price point put out yet. A leaked system of Xbox was released, like
a picture
of like the ports on the back.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
And then there's like a pull down tab that they're like, what is that for? And the rumor is it's going to be able to add more storage device to it.
Oh, you just plug it in. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that would be the absolute smartest thing for them.
Yeah, all systems should do that. Mm-hmm. Like here's an expansion slot for more storage. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of
just not much game news. I was looking around and seeing like new games coming out. And it's like nothing. Like Cyberpunk is pushed back. Well, Resident Evil 3 is coming out in April, the redone version.
There's something with Pokemon Go, but I forget now. It was on my brain. Then something about trading, or you could battle people online now.
Did we talk about the Resident Evil 8 that's going to be coming out? Apparently,
it's just rumored, and it's supposedly going to be the same character from Resident Evil 7, and it's still first person.
Ugh, boo! I didn't like that at all.
So I guess what they're going to do is they're going to say this Resident Evil, the new ones, are going to be first person, that storyline, and Chris Redfield's going to be in it, and then the remasters of like 2 and 3 are going to be the old school over the shoulder. Well, of
course, because they're remasters. But what if you want a new over the shoulder?
That's what I want.
I guess you go to hell. Yeah.
F you.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
What happens at the end of 7? Did you beat 7?
Yeah, at the end of 7.
A whole lot of nothing.
Really?
Well, if you want,
because the guy is just some idiot.
It's just some regular guy.
Yeah.
But he finds out that like there's this ship that actually crashes, and the little
UFO.
There's a little it's a
like
actual
a
like tanker ship, like a tanker.
Oh yeah, tanker. Yeah.
So there's this virus that is called, the molded, like those like long like monster like looking things.
Okay.
Well, they're called the molded, and this little girl actually makes what's called the molded, and she's infected with a virus that I think Umbrella injected into her, and that's where Chris Redfield comes in. But it's this huge like monster that comes up, and you actually have like a hand cannon and shit then too to put it down.
Chris is at the end of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's pretty wild, like the battle, like the scene. Like if you don't know what you're doing, like you could really fuck up big time on that. I liked playing through it. It was pretty fun.
I watched him play through it,
really?
And then towards the end, I was like, "Boy, that got dumb."
I thought that main character was so stupid. The rednecks were stupid, and they had powers, but they didn't. And then there was the ghost that helped you, but it wasn't a guy. I was like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, it was an interesting story.
It was made just for jump scares for the viewer.
It was made because they're like, oh, fuck, we got to make something crazy because Silent Hill's coming out with PT.
Yeah, that got canceled.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the fact when Jack Baker bursted out of the fucking wall, Tony just jumps, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, because it
was so fucking funny.
Just too much. I don't even like jump scares in movies because it's not even like an anticipation.
Yeah,
scare.
It's here comes the jump scare. Here comes. You ready? Hey, I got a chainsaw. I'm gonna cut your hand off. I'm gonna put it back on.
I think they did it better on that game because like there's like even though when I expected them, like the jump scares.
PT was way scarier.
I know.
Because PT, you're like, is this bitch behind me? And she's not. And then you're like, here. You're like, oh, no, let's turn around.
That would have been a much better VR game.
Yeah.
Than Resident Evil.
I love the VR. I told you before.
I fucking hate Konami for putting the kibosh on that. Them and Hideo Kojima, like just fucking that shit up, because that could have been so much more.
Yeah.
That could have really elevated and made it best horror game of all time.
Yeah, it could have been interesting.
Definitely.
So this is kind of video game and sport news. So I think it's official. The Madden curse is broken, right? Like, the cover boy not only had a good year, I mean, he did have an injury, but he bounced back, and he won the fucking Super Bowl. So that's never happened. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. Did anyone watch the Super Bowl or halftime show or anything?
Not a second.
Basically,
Negative.
No.
Basically, I put it on for background noise while I was doing that model, and I took a picture of it in the chat for the chat.
Okay.
That's all.
There you go.
So there's a lot.
That's our review on the Super Bowl.
There's a lot of controversy over the halftime show, saying it was too provocative for kids. And
Yeah, did you see that meme where it's all the cheerleaders like lift up their legs and stuff? It's like fine, too much.
yeah, and it was not.
And what's his name was last year? His dick was almost hanging out. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah. I thought it was a good halftime show. I thought it was really cool to see like another culture's version of music, like because they didn't do everything in English.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's what pissed people off too.
I seen there were some people that post like, this is football. It should be done in American. How dare they sing in Mexican? I'm like, oh boy.
Pretty much.
And I'm like, where do you think all them black people came from that are playing the game?
Yeah, like they're all from America.
Yeah, they're all born here in America. All their families are all here in America.
Yep.
You know,
I was like, you idiot.
You know, Hey Poor Player put out a meme where it's Jennifer Lopez with a whole bunch of dudes like on the pole, and it's a Final Fantasy like 2 or 3. Like,
Oh yeah, they're
battle.
fighting her. Yeah,
I love
there's a
that.
bunch of. That's how I know what happened.
It's
was the
fucking
memes.
great.
Yeah.
There's another one too, and it's like some that one that calls like remember that fat white lady that called the black people. There's black people here, and it's like Adam Levine and like it's like what's her name, J-Lo. I able to call.
Yeah, it was blown up.
Hey, they're upset because they don't have a body like that, and they're 30, and J-Lo's 50, and they're jealous.
It seemed like a lot of people that got upset about it are the same people who support a certain guy.
Yeah.
In politics.
Yeah,
It seems
people
like,
that are like, I'm not racist, but please, black people still a lot. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
yeah, like don't call me it though. Like,
Yeah,
don't-
I'm not racist, but I am. Like,
I am, but not. I don't want everyone to
Yeah.
know it. I'm not trying to stereotype people, but that's what it seemed like to me anyway. It just said I seen a meme where it said the people who are offended by this, and it's all people like sitting in their car taking a selfie with sunglasses.
oh,
on.
them people like, why, I don't think like, who would take that selfie? Like, that's like the guy, old guy. It's like taking it in like his chins
From down here?
Yeah.
I love that. That's my favorite.
Um,
I do it on purpose. Take selfies from down here. The other kind I take. No one knows I'm being ironic though. They think I'm being the creepy old
Yeah.
guy.
That's funny.
Oh wow. This is not. This Switch hacker pleads guilty, faces child pornography sentence too. Boy,
Huh?
there's a lot in that.
Switch hacker?
Wow, there's a lot
Yeah.
going on there. Is right.
Fuck them. Child pornography. Prick.
Yeah, so
Pervert.
we're ahead of schedule by a lot here. No one. Oh, there's some snacks here. We can eat
yeah,
those. Later.
there is. Yeah.
We could, Andy and I could talk about Gasland.
Yeah,
That's what
Gasland's
I was actually just going to segue to that. So it's going to be hard for me for a little bit for Sundays to play with you guys, your Dungeons and Dragons and Gaslands, especially coming up because I have just a lot going on. But you guys have tested out the, I guess, new. Is it new, the game, or is it?
Well, the reloaded or refueled.
The second edition is fairly new. Yeah.
Okay, so we did a topic 2 weeks ago, and it was on Dungeons and Dragons, and then we talked about Gaslands, which is like a Dungeons and Dragons meets Mad Max meets
Tabletop war game
like it's a tabletop
with
race
that
car
you use,
with matchboxes.
Yeah.
with matchboxes.
little cars.
Yeah,
and you roll dice for movement and attacks and stuff like that. But it's much easier to learn than Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I mean,
the learning curve was
User friendly.
super user friendly.
Yeah, now that
yes.
we understand what's going on. Like, it took us a while to get going.
That's with any game starting from nothing, having no one to show it to.
Yeah.
Having to just learn from a book, a big book for that matter. But by the end of the game, we did not need the book. It was going
That's
real
awesome.
smooth.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically
really
everything is
awesome.
with your dice rolls. And like, there's dice that will say
who won?
Steve actually won the race. Yeah.
Cheater! You were in control, weren't you?
So like the dice, like when you roll them, like as long as you get shifts, that's good. So every time you get a shift dice, that's a good. You can do good things, right? But you also get slide, spin, like you slide, like oh, and there was one negative one. So there's 3 negative ones and 3 positives.
Blown
you
engine.
get.
Hazard.
Yeah, hazard yeah.
token.
So you could roll, and then your car could just spin out like depending on your roll. But you could roll and do really good.
You know what's fucking crazy? And this is not me like, oh, but I literally made this game when I was like 7. So here's how, right? So my mom had this giant cutting board, like a giant piece of like counter tabletop, and it was probably like the size of this half table. And she's like, I'm gonna throw this away, and I was like, I'm gonna keep this. And I didn't. What do I need a big fucking countertop for? And I think I used it at first to be like the floor for my wrestling ring, so it was like a harder surface. And then like, so I used, and then I had it, and then I was really into NASCAR. So for like one Christmas, I asked like every single person who was gonna buy me a gift that year to get me Jenga sets. And everyone's like, all right. And then Christmas came, and I opened my first gift, and like, Jenga. And then I opened it, and they're like, Jenga. And they're like, Jenga. And I was like, why do you have fucking 6 sets of Jenga? And I was like, oh, I'm using it to build. Like, then why don't you ask for building blocks? Because I want Jenga blocks. So, and then I think I asked like 3 people for duct tape. So then what I did is I took this cutting board, and I made a racetrack out of it. And then I had all of the, like, I'd take all the Jenga blocks and made an inside wall, an outside wall, like a pit row and everything. And then I would line my cars up, and then I would roll a dice. And if you rolled a 6 or a 1, you qualified and you took the first spot. And then if you rolled a 2 or a 3, and then I would go through the whole lineup until everyone, if you got the 6, you got that spot. Next one, next spot, next stack. And then when I would roll, I'd roll double dice, and you would move each dice base to the block on the wall. So if you rolled a 6, you went to each block. Yeah. But if you rolled doubles, and you rolled doubles again, you spun. No. You wrecked.
Huh.
Yeah, and then like I had it down to like if you rolled an odd or an even, like so if I rolled a 6 and you rolled a 5, I would have the inside lane, you'd have the outside lane.
Oh, okay.
Like, and then if 2 people were there,
that's a lot.
It's kind of like it.
And if there was 2 people already, because like my track was a short track, so in my and like you couldn't go 3 wide at Bristol, and if you did, your chances of wrecking were higher. So if you wanted to go 3 wide, you could do it, but then you had to roll a dice, and if you rolled anything under a certain thing, you can cause an accident. Like I had all these rules in place, and I made it up when I was like 7 years old.
Do you still have your board?
No, we had a house fire, so I lost everything.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I was like, I made up this game like a NASCAR game, and me and my cousin played it for fucking hours. Yeah, it was so much fun.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're probably like Gaslands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get more dice depending on what type of car you have, and then when you shift up, you get more like another die.
You do better. You get a little risky. You get more dice, and then you like. At one point, I think I was rolling 6 dice, and you roll them, and then good dice cancel out bad dice, and then you're left with some maybe good dice, maybe bad dice. You know what I mean? It's up
but
to
maybe
the dice.
you want to slide because maybe you want to slide past that guy. Like maybe
we're doing shit like that.
You pick templates first. That's the first thing you do. Is you pick a template, which will you go straight? Will you turn?
There's a veer. And there's a hairpin turn. Do you know what I mean? So you're going to pick what you do, and you can't pre-measure. So there's a car here, and there's a wall here, and you want to get in there. I mean, you can grab that veer template and hope that it fits. You kind of got to visualize in your mind, because if you're hitting the wall, you got to hit the wall.
Yeah, and then there's also a slide thing that adds onto each and every one if you get a slide.
Right.
But maybe you want the slide.
Now, where do the guns and weapons come in hand? Like
after you move, you can then attack. If there's burst icons and stuff, like if you have front face machine guns, which we had for this, that just I hit what's in front of you. But then like the handgun, you can do like a spread around you. And the same, like, there's oil slicks and all that stuff, too.
We played a super introductory version of the
basic
game. But there's, like, mounted turrets for the top of your cars, so you could shoot any direction.
The harpoon guns, everything.
Right,
can you be a scumbag and have, like, everything where you can attack every direction every time?
You're allowed to spend so many points on like a game would be like 50 points. It's actually called gas cans, but it's points. So maybe a monster truck is 30. And maybe a car is 15. So then you could take that, be at 45, maybe spend your last 5 on guns, and you're done. Maybe somebody else would take 5, 10
it's
cars.
It's not like I'm going to get all the weapons on this one car. You can't do that.
It's pretty balanced as far as what you're able to take. So you could take one car with a ton of guns, but
then
I don't know.
You have one car, and
right.
I could just ram into you and maybe not destroy you, but fuck you up the first, like right off the bat. You might not like the race or if it's a battle, because you have hit points for your cars.
Right, hull points. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm interested to try it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I bought cars.
Then you get your cars, especially if you want to get into all the customization they do and get that Gaslands page. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't think I have the patience to build stuff.
I could do some stuff, but I don't have the real.
Some of them make really cool shit.
Yeah, some of the people they probably spend hours on them cars.
Yeah,
I was reading some of them don't even play the game. They just do that.
I like the people they were really using junk. Like the one guy used, he made a roll. He had it was like a beetle, super beetle, and he made a roll cage out of copper wiring. It was just copper wire with green insulation on it, but it looked beautiful. Like, I was like, holy shit.
You posted a picture of your one car, and one guy was trying to buy it off you. Oh, no,
That was
you,
Steve.
me.
That was Steve,
Yeah.
yeah.
He wanted my General Lee.
he's like, I'll buy your car right now.
Yeah.
He was like, nope, sorry.
I was like, I want to play the game, not
Yeah.
sell my cars, jackass.
Like we were talking before, I saw that one where it was like the actual train was like a bullet train or something like that.
Yeah.
With like the guy actually added wheels to it and it looked fucking radical.
I want
It
to
was
buy
like
the ambiguous
a ginormous
gay
one.
duo's car and just drive
I
around
think
with
they
it.
probably have that.
Penis
Yeah,
mobile, yeah.
And it shoots oil slicks out the front.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's
a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's easy to get into. I mean, if you want to buy the book, there's $20 on Amazon, and you get 4 cars and you're good. 5 cars.
You need nothing else. It's,
Yeah.
it's incredible. Anything after that, it's money that you want to spend.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if you really want to get into it, you get 2 cars. It will cost you $2.
It's definitely not like Malifaux.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we kind of talked and you guys were quiet, I'll start with Jason because you'll
Let me
fucking
drink real quick.
you'll probably talk a lot later. What are you into? What are you watching, playing, reading?
I watched this documentary on Amazon. It was called like Haunters: The Art of Scare. And it was really good. It was about like these haunted houses that you have to sign waivers because they actually touch you and torture you and do
So
stuff.
this is when you say haunted, not legit like ghost haunted house. These are like attractions
They're like
where
haunted
people
houses.
are trying to scare you.
They physically like
Yeah.
abuse you. Like
Where you pay money to go in.
Yeah, they like
and there's actors.
shove shit in your mouth and lock
Jesus.
you in. All kinds of shit. It's
I
like,
see one where they spit on you and stuff.
yeah. That's like how this is.
No,
Yeah,
I'm good. That's
Yeah.
that's kink shit at that point.
yeah. It's like extreme haunted houses.
Well, they're almost drowning you at one point.
Yeah, they do
boy.
like waterboarding and stuff like that. Yeah,
That's a little too much for me.
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Is that the one where the guy, like his neighbors were trying to ban him? Like they try to get his house, because he was doing it out of his yard, and he'd be like, and like people would be in his yard fucking screaming, and they'd be like, "All right, dickhead."
Yeah, there was like stuff about that, and then they like moved it to someplace else, and they got shut down there because of like permits and stuff. And I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think I did see that. It was on Netflix a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like really enjoy documentaries about
I do,
like
too.
stuff that is somewhat fascinating to me. Like I tried to watch that thing about the don't fuck with cats, but I don't have Netflix and I haven't been able to find it yet elsewise. But I'm still looking. I'll get to it sooner or later. You know.
Would you do the haunted house?
No, I don't. I mean, I love haunted houses and stuff, but to do something like that where someone's gonna like physically abuse me, I'm not really interested in that.
Yeah.
I just go home and have my wife do that.
Yeah, degrade me, baby.
I haven't really played very many video games. I did bring something though.
Whoa. Hey now. I don't know.
No, Ben's got to up it next
Fucking-
week.
Ben's getting. What's he bringing? What's he bringing? His wallet. I'll bring 2 wallets.
Yeah.
Fucking book bag. I brought 3.
And they're gonna be like, what's his name's Newman? Not Newman. What the from Seinfeld when he had that huge wallet?
I know you guys are like
Oh,
big,
Costanza.
Yeah, George
Costanza.
big
wallet.
like Batman fans and stuff.
I'm a huge Batman
yeah,
fan.
So I'm sure you don't have this comic book, but
That. Oh my god.
All right, we won't show
Yeah. I
that.
don't want to say- Oh my god. Who wrote that?
interesting enough.
Wow.
His name was Duck Edwin. He wrote for Mad Magazine. His name was Don Edwin,
Okay.
and he did that under.
You almost read it. You
yeah.
almost said it too. You're like Bafu.
He did that under
think the
not
wind's
his
caught that
actual
too.
real name. That's from 1966.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my.
right,
Kiss
so-
me, baby.
So it says bat, and then it has
The derogatory
derogatory slur for gay people.
It's not Bat Mite.
That starts with an F.
Here you can look through. I mean, it's not like derogatory.
It's not real
I mean,
filthy.
it's no.
And Powsy Sparrow bat F word and Sparrow and
I don't get those. There must have been old time slang.
and instead of a bat logo on his chest,
It changes in every one.
It says "Kiss me, baby."
In every single,
Oh, it
like,
does.
Yeah, the one time he has like a Nazi symbol on the front
my.
of his.
That book's in immaculate condition.
Yeah, it is in real good shape. It was $1.
There's a spray paint in the wall that says "Bat F likes girls."
Oh,
Signed by Jack,
Jack
the
the
Snipper.
Snipper.
Yeah, which is his enemy. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, like that guy was a writer for Mad Magazine for years.
The art kind of looks like what's that one Sunday morning cartoon from the books from the newspaper, like the Hager or whatever his name is. It kind of looks like that.
oh, Peter Bailey.
Family
Yeah.
Circus.
Yeah, all those. It kind of has that look to it, like that Sunday morning, like Sunday.
So it's not Bat. It's Bat Hag.
We'll say Bat Hag.
My.
I'm just now at this point. I'm just going through each page and seeing what's on his chest.
Yeah.
The commentary.
But
from
like
Tony.
that guy that drew that, he
The art's really cool.
he goes like uncredited, probably for good reason.
I wonder what PDQ means. Here's on the one. Oh, very last page.
But actually,
there's the swastika right there.
that is credited or sort of like
And it goes to a peace sign.
it's
It does look like Beetle Bailey.
that's
Beetle
actually,
Bailey, yeah.
that's actually what I would consider to be the first gay comic book like ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's an underground comic book called The Adventures of Harry Chest that came out the same year as that.
Yeah, 1966.
Which either this or that is the first like gay comic.
Yeah. Ben had a comic one time he brought where like Mickey Mouse and Daisy or Minnie Mouse are just fucking each other.
I have stuff like that. I probably have the same one he has, and probably a couple more.
It's just them having sex.
Just
Mickey
going
Mouse,
at it.
Yeah, eating her out and something like.
I have one.
yeah.
I could bring that. I know he probably doesn't have that. It's would you see the cover, he'd flip.
Well, the
I mean,
one you
it's
have is
nuts.
like graded and put in a little fucking case, right?
Yeah. I lost that.
There-
Oh, yeah,
I don't
you
have
said
that
it was
anymore.
like
Yeah.
by Dr. SEX.
nailed it.
God.
What else? Anything else?
But I'm looking at it.
No, that's it, man.
For being from 1966, I mean,
That's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, these are like extremely hard to find.
I mean, how-
Yeah.
Yeah.
how many years is that? 60 years old, right?
So I want
I
to
might get on my math is terrible.
give you some credit here.
I'll
as
be
well
like
again.
Robin or
80
Howard. 1
years.
Okay. One's 2. Okay, Robin. Okay, we're at 2.
You're doing Howard Stern.
Yeah.
now.
So audio.
So Robin, that's
audio-wise-
140 years old.
Audio wise,
National
the
Tutti Fruity Week.
Chick Chat. Just be careful what you're reading there.
It's actually a really good comic. It's funny.
The art is kind of cool. I like it.
The audio for your topic last week did very well, and then
Good.
the YouTube views did really well as well.
And that guy followed the page. That chick's.
So what
it's some long name. And he
Yeah.
liked every picture and everything.
So what I did is when I found that topic, I went and found Facebook groups like Chick Chat ones.
Okay.
And I joined them and said, hey, if you guys are interested, and I didn't put it on their page, like I didn't want to spam the actual
Yeah.
page, but I messaged the pages and be like, hey, if this is something you're interested in, we did a topic on this on Chick Chacks, and then we did the history of Jack. And the guy who's on the show probably has one of the most impressive collections you're going to see. You should check it out. And then they would share it on their page, and it just brought a whole bunch
Nice.
of more people
That's
to
awesome.
it.
That's awesome.
So I did a little behind the scenes stuff there, just because it's just a very obscure thing. Like,
Yeah.
And then the cool thing with like Instagram is what I'm trying to like. I think Instagram is starting to get us some more views as well. Is I would just literally go on Instagram and say hashtag Jack Chick,
Okay.
hashtag Chick Jack, like Jack Chick Trick.
Yeah, so if someone's searching,
and
it
then
will come
if
up.
someone sees the hashtag, because realistically, that's such an obscure thing, unless you're looking for it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it
That's right, I was
it
looking
definitely
over his
brought a
shoulder.
lot more attention to the interview, and the Fang photo got a lot of love. Like he was like, holy shit, personalized Fang. Like, so it was a fantastic job, man. That's what the topics are here for, man. Just to bring some new light and eyes onto stuff.
I'm going to
Dun-
do a whole topic on this comic.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
what if there's more? What if it was an ongoing?
It probably is. Like even Dungeons and Dragons, I post it in like hashtag Dungeons and Dragons, and a lot of people started following, like people who have those little models.
Gary Gygax.
Yeah, like a lot of
miniatures.
yeah, a lot of people started following the Instagram page and then went
awesome.
and watched it. So tonight we'll do
a
Neo
good
Geo
idea,
and see
yeah.
what happens. Yeah.
Oh,
But that's
speaking of which, I found out. We'll talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
I thought he was going to go right to the Neo Geo.
No, talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Apparently, I found these guys that do like dark, like synth, like dungeon music for Dungeons and Dragons. I was telling Steve about it.
Yeah.
and they're one guy's from Germany, one guy's from Italy. I actually follow them on Instagram. They followed me back. Like one followed me and two followed me back.
Oh, wow.
They make all cassette stuff then too, which I kind of want to buy a tape like coming February 13th to support them. Be like,
Do you have a cassette player? Because I do not.
Yeah, actually, my turntable. I have a turntable
Has a
like
cassette?
combo
Oh.
setup. Yeah, I have it where I can play tapes. I'm not sure if it
Go
works,
over
but
Ben's
I'll
house
do
one
it.
day. So, hey guys, you want to put a tape in?
Yeah, I got
I'll
MC
be that
Hammer.
fucking dick. I'll be that dick.
Yeah.
And then the tape comes. Remember, you pull them out. The tape is like.
I really put a lot of my like in my sound setup because I have a Kenwood General Equalizer. It has like 12 channels that you can like.
What's the update on
sync
this
it.
house?
Moving my furniture in, and then
When's this?
in about 2 weekends.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
So, our first episode there will be when?
2026.
No. Probably maybe the end of February, maybe
Okay.
the beginning of March.
2025.
Nice.
I want to do some big things. Like I said to my parents, I was like, well, in the game room, I want to put like an actual ceiling mount for the television so it comes down. So it saves up on a lot of space in there. But I have it where I have the
I always
furniture
called that
facing
prison
forward.
style because you know the prisons always have the TVs up.
Yeah, so like we'll have like the game systems and all that, and I have some of the furniture in there too. I have to put my movie chair together. I'm also gonna put underneath it like 2 blocks of wood, maybe like wrap it around like 3 times with like felt just to have it slide around and protect the wood floors. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool once I put my shelves in, because pretty much I'll just showcase the shit out of everything. Maybe even have a lock and deadbolt on that back room too, because there's gonna be a shitload of money in there, and you're gonna be like, holy fuck, and you're afraid to spill a beer on the fucking floor. that's how I really want it to be. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
People are gonna bust in there like, what am I gonna steal?
Yeah.
They go in one room.
They're like, I don't know if any of this has value, but I'll grab this Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because that's what I know.
This is why I said once they're in your house, they're in your house. No. If they're in your house, another deadbolt ain't gonna stop them.
No.
Yeah, they're gonna kick that
Yeah.
shit right in. Just instead of the money you put on Deadpool, just put cameras in your house.
Oh, yeah, security system. There you go.
Yeah.
And have us over, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have people. I'm gonna have you
Partay.
guys over. I like you guys.
Thanks, Ben. I
Jason,
like you
you're
too.
sort of new, but I like you guys too.
So Jason,
I
you're
like
not
you.
invited.
You're all right. No,
I'll stand outside the door.
No, he's invited.
Outside the deadbolt.
I'll sit in my
it's like
car.
Deadbolt. You can see the deadbolt.
I'll sit in my car and talk to you guys on speakerphone.
We have a call-in.
So what are you doing now?
No, seriously. But I'm gonna probably have my
So,
beer
like-
fridge right next to my
So this
regular
is
fridge.
this is what
too,
happened the
so-
other day. So we were doing an audio recording,
Yeah.
and at the 10-minute mark, it just stops.
Really?
And I don't know why it does that.
Oh,
It fucking
no.
drives me crazy.
It's just jeez. It's just limited to 10
Fucking
minutes.
bonkers.
I can't fuck with it because I'm gonna lose.
Ugh.
It doesn't matter. It's all going to there. So
Well, that's always
it's a good thing I set the camera up.
Yeah, you got to mess around and just see one day.
I'm still figuring it out.
Have it
Still
record
have
nothing.
Do you have
just
an
to see.
instruction manual of that still?
Yeah, but it's so vague. It's just like
Real.
Yeah.
Here's how you
fucking
turn it
dog
on.
shit lit. Oh man.
So it's a good thing we did the camera. We would have been here the whole time. Like, hey, guess what? None of that
I'm gonna
recorded.
Make sure it's still moving because you know how it locks up.
Let me check it. Actually.
Yeah, okay.
You know what you could probably do, Tony. If anything, you might look up like troubleshooting on that board and like how things work, and people do like forums on it. Excuse me, have forums on it, and you learn a lot more from it. Believe it or not,
You might need like
It
a
wouldn't
firmware
hurt.
update or something.
Yeah, man, maybe.
definitely wouldn't hurt to look into it.
I'm gonna fuck with this real quick. You can keep talking, but if we
Ten-
lose audio,
Okay.
Ben can
minutes.
tell us what he's into.
So what am I into? Well, Jason's dog shit taste kind of rubbed me.
holy shit,
In a
dog shit
sense.
taste. Goes right for your neck.
So
What a segue!
It's a
my
compliment,
God.
man.
and so
Jason's
Fine
a
with
fucking
that.
asshole.
Well, wait, before we get into your topic,
it's not. His
no,
topic.
not
Oh.
my no, definitely not
Oh,
my
okay.
topic at all. Like what I'm watching, what I'm reading, so on and so forth.
Wait.
dog shit taste, Jason.
Wait do you hear this?
All right.
And then I was telling him, I was like, maybe Jason will want to be interested in this.
What?
Nobody else would.
Okay.
I don't know if he.
I
would
got
be.
3 words for you. I watched it during the weekend. Turkish Star Wars.
That's not the good one. The good one's the one
He
after
was
that.
telling me about the Batman one. Is that
Yeah,
part?
that's the
Italian
good one.
Batman.
I love how Andy goes to the gym with Ben, and then he'll be like, "Wait till you hear this."
And he actually went out of his way to private message me about it.
No, because I was watching it. I was watching because I was watching it on Saturday, it opens up. This is Italian Batman, by the way. So it opens up Batman riding a regular bicycle down a hill, no pedaling whatsoever. Goes all the way down with this cheesy ass music, right?
I did say you don't have to pedal going down a hill though.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying though, he takes like a
Full
long
costume.
distance. He's a full costume,
How is
like
the
shitty
costume?
Batman. It's fucking Batman, but Italian. Put it that way.
Yeah.
How is the costume?
Yeah,
Let
the
me ask that
mustache.
again. Yeah.
Is it like?
Does he have a pizza hat?
He does have a stash. It's like spandex. It's like
so it's
shit
Adam
spandex.
West. It's like Adam West Batman.
Except the cowl's not like hard. It's like actually
Adam
just
West
like
soft.
well, the cowl.
Yeah.
I thought that was a hard.
There was like an
piece.
hard piece. The eye piece was hard. That
Yeah,
was it.
kind of. Yeah, but they're
Well,
not,
it's
like his
all
ears
soft.
are flimsy.
It's everything's soft. It's just like like just actual spandex. Goes down the hill, and he's hitting his first
Are you already
hill,
not interested?
going
Yeah.
in a stride, and then he gets off the bike and starts running up this muddy fucking hill. Then it cuts to a robot and a dude talking to each other.
Wait, when he gets to one part. This is the part, not this part, but the next part when he gets to, it's when any normal person that was saying, like, okay, that's enough.
How long is this? How long was it?
I only got through 15 minutes of it. It's 77 minutes long. It got to the point where it represented like the police station with just somebody with the American flag.
All right,
and
I'm
like
getting,
an
I'm
English
getting you
guy.
too far ahead. So go back. All right. So he's running up a hill.
So running up a hill, two
Talk
dudes
to a robot.
So robot and a dude talking to each other, and there's another dude with like 4 women. Then they cut to
It's going right where you
then
think
they
it's
then
going.
they cut to then they cut to like the police station or whatever, and all you see porn.
Insertion.
Yes.
Oh.
Really?
Yes. And
Where did you find this?
I said to him,
He borrowed it from me.
It can't be good porn. It can't be. I'm sure these aren't attractive people.
I'm
sure it's
I
filmed
mean,
bad.
Are you sure this was not
Is
just
it a porn movie or is it a movie?
it's a movie done in Italy, but
Where did you find this?
Cracked Magazine did superhero movies
You're ahead of
that
yourself.
are not.
Where did you find this?
Where did I find
Yes.
it? I'm telling you where I found. Like,
Oh, okay.
You didn't find a Crack magazine.
no, Cracked actually has a article that says like 10 off the wall superhero films are better than the originals, and they say Italian Batman is literally a smut film. And I was like,
I'm
okay,
in.
Okay,
I'm
And
all
I,
in.
I looked into it. I
So you
got
found
it.
it online.
I found it online, and it was like a bootleg because it
sure
was
they-
fucked up in my PlayStation 4. Basically, like I had
Wait,
it
you
going.
ordered it?
I ordered it. I have the copy.
Please bring it over here.
I put it on. It cut out to the PlayStation home screen. Then I clicked on it again and played the movie. That's how fucked up it is. That's how fucked up it is.
They just put a tracker in your house.
Yeah. What kind of weirdo pervert's buying this movie?
Well, all right. So how far into this 77-minute movie were you like, that's enough for me?
Well,
So
I was
feel
like drinking way too much anyway, so it was like
So you couldn't get hard. So that was
well, but
I don't think
it
you
threw
get
me
hard
off.
if you're sober.
I'm like, okay, and then basically,
Did you get a little sprinkle
no,
at all? Not even from the porn.
no, like, no,
Not a little nudge. Not a little.
no. The dude had genital warts. I could tell you that much.
Who is this made for? I'd like to watch
You really,
Batman.
you really studied that.
I'd like to watch a porno.
It gets better and better. Like
The more you're probe, right? The more you're probe.
But and then like it actually shows the finish.
the genital warts. I thought you were gonna say.
Oh, the ejaculation.
It shows the finish, and then
But Batman's not involved in that, right?
no. Then it got to the terrorist group terrorizing the police station and like ripping the American flag down. And I was just like, I'm too hammered for this. I'm going to bed.
The
Sounds-
porn,
that
the
sounds
porn was
amazing.
all right. When
That's-
they ripped down the flag, it's just too much.
I'm done. These colors don't run.
Yeah. You're like a Trump supporter. You're like,
No.
You're like, I can handle the porn, but
Yeah.
fucking that flag.
No, I was just getting too fucking tired. I was slugging like 6 beers, like the pint cans. That was like 10 beers to fuck.
Andy,
Remember all that time when Batman fought the porno makers?
Yeah, that was a good comic.
That sounds amazing.
But then I watched Turkish Star Wars, and that was just like off the wall. Like
We're not even
fucking
entertaining
cheesy
that.
sense.
It ain't no better.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
All right, Andy,
Definitely not.
what were you into?
I beat Fallen Order. It was a pretty fun game.
Yeah.
And,
Talking about Star Wars. by the way.
Star Wars. So it was,
No porn in that one, right?
There was no sex in that game at all. Can you believe that? I was shocked.
Oh yeah, Tony. By the way, I am going to bring
I'll watch
Italian
it.
Batman.
I'll see how long we
We'll watch
last.
it.
How long can you last? I'm done 4 minutes in. Anyway, it was a good game. Played on easy, and I started playing Control, which is like a supernatural thriller, kind of like. Do you ever play Alan Wake?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but you're just a bureau that, like a FBI that controls everything supernatural, and they call it paranatural. And she starts getting powers. She's there looking for her brothers they took away when he was like 5 because he had powers or something. And that's where you slowly find out. But it's like it only gives you a little bit of information. But she's there looking for the brother, and then you're stuck in this building, and it's like Metroid. You can explore different areas as you get power ups. And I got telekinesis, which came from a Cold War disc that was possessed by something. So it's pretty cool. It's out there, but it's like Alan Wake. It's not too far out there where like you don't understand what's going on, and it's a third-person shooter, but you get powers.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty fun. And I played Wreckfest too. I got that game dirt cheap.
I heard it's awesome.
The only problem with it was really long load times before a race and after a race, but the graphics are good, and you could do everything to your car.
Nice.
Like, and when you can only do certain, like, you can start lawnmower races or lawnmower destruction derbies, which are fun. But like, all the guys look the same, which is kind of lame. But like, all you gotta do is ram someone, they fall over and they're wrecked. But you can edit your whole. And then there's like a destruction race.
They have races, destruction derbies.
But then there's regular races, and then there's
bumper cars.
You unlock but you can only start with cars and lawnmowers. You have to unlock the big rigs and the school buses, the RVs.
I heard
shit.
nothing but good things about Wreckfest.
Yeah, the car, it's like rims, tires, exhaust, air filter, everything you can change, and then you can upgrade your car. I haven't played that long. It is fun, but the load times are very long. And I'm like, ugh, long load times.
That killed you, didn't it?
And some of the graphics, like the screens when you're building your car and stuff, it's like for computers, so it's like real small. If that makes any sense, like hard to read, and like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd be interested.
it's fun. It's a good $20 game. But
I think it's on sale right now on Xbox for $14.
That's why it's worth $14. The demo derby is pretty fun, but like I was ramming people and I was driving around backwards because it has like your car like body and like what's red and stuff.
That's cool.
And it will say radiator blown, oil low pressure. Like it's pretty cool. If you like the destruction derbies,
up, yeah.
And for cheap, I wouldn't pay $59.99, but for $20, it's fun.
Yeah.
I got one more thing, but it's nothing bad.
Okay.
So I'm also watching YouTube, and I was watching like Video Games Done Quick because it's a charity thing where people play through games really quick, and people put donations for like cancer and stuff. Then too, I watched Mega Man X4 and a couple other games then too, which is pretty wild. Some of the people put some fucking crazy ass amounts into it. Like one guy put like $3,000 in a donation, like right off the bat. Like it's like, oh, we'll take a few donations when they're trying to load up certain parts of the game, and like somebody will say, all right, Steve gave $500 to in the personalized message, hey, Dungeons and Dragons kicks ass. Hey, do this game justice, and like a little message, and they really cater to the people.
That's kind of why I
want
to jump in the streaming platform.
It's like a wonderful I actually posted something on the page about it, but no one said anything. But they do it like twice a year. Over a series of days and stuff, and it's all for, money for cancer, like research and stuff like that.
Nice.
And I mean, they raise like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's super cool because like I watched someone like beat like Mike Tyson's Punch Out like blindfolded.
Wow.
And,
So I remember that one. Yeah.
So it's all like give money to watch these people beat these games really fast.
It's called Games Done Quick. It's all speed racing games.
You can. We're gonna do one. It's gonna be like we're gonna talk about this for a long time. Donate to help us get a new laptop.
There you go.
Yeah, it's super cool though. They do it. You can go to their webpage and watch it on there. There are segments of it on YouTube, but it's streamed mainly live through Twitch.
Cool.
Very fun video series, like very fun charity overall. I think somebody also played Castlevania and they beat it in like under an hour or something.
Do you know there's a
along those lines.
Castlevania secret room in Bloodstain?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I got that too.
I watched a video where it's like
There's a lot of Castlevania stuff in Bloodstained.
but I mean like
Yeah.
an 8-bit.
Oh yeah, there's a whole level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Steve,
I haven't been on in 2 weeks. I finished that Dracula show on Netflix.
how was it?
Okay, it was really good. Here's what I didn't know. There was a couple things I didn't know going into it.
Don't spoil it because I got kind of.
I'm not a spoiler.
Like 15
I'm not a
minutes.
spoiler.
Okay. All right.
I'm
At
gonna.
the end, Van Helsing kills him.
Like, oh no, I'm only.
Here were some things I didn't
shows.
know about the show going into it. I did not know that it was only 3 1.5-hour episodes,
Oh, okay.
which I wish I would have known that out the gate. I also didn't know that is probably it. I don't
Really?
know. I think they were talking about a second season, but I don't know why or how. First 2 episodes, first 3 hours were pretty good. I think I said before it was like kind of cheesy, and when I say it was cheesy, it was like there was a gag where Dracula's setting up to suck a scientist's blood. And the side, he's like, "Oh, I have an appetite for science." And it was like kind of that stuff was here and there. It wasn't that bad, and it was cheesy enough that at the end I was actually laughing at it. So it wasn't too terrible. But then the third episode takes a crazy turn, and it almost ruined the show for me. I finished watching it, but I was like, "What the hell was that? Like, what the fuck was that about?"
Oh boy,
it was weird. So yeah, finish that. And I think that's all. I've been watching like reruns of Daria and King of the Hill. I'm just grinding that shit out. And
nothing wrong.
As far
with
as
that.
playing, I said last time we were playing Mario Kart. I'm still playing Mario Kart with the girls here and there. I've been really trying to get ready for Malifaux leagues. They started this week, so I've been like putting my nose to the grindstone for that. I'm repping my Bayou shirt here tonight. Woo! Repping them gremlins. But yeah, that's about it. Just trying to get ready for leagues.
I haven't been doing much. I did remember, though, as you guys were talking, I did see a movie, but it was for a show. So we have a local horror movie that's coming out in our area called Backwood.
Yeah, you were saying about that.
So I got a screening of the movie, and we watched it here.
When's it coming out? I guess you can't say too much because it's not out, right?
It's done. There's still some things they have to work on. So
Yeah,
I'm going to give a review. I'm not going to.
Like let's say you want to buy a DVD. You
can't. It's not in production yet. It does have some audio issues, audio to video. He's went through just behind the scenes. He went through a lot of different audio guys to try to get it right. So there is points in the movie where audio is tough. Like I had to keep turning up and turning down the TV.
Yeah.
But realistically, you're looking at a kid from our area who's 20-some years old, and he put a movie together.
Yeah,
he dropped about $60K into it. You know what I mean? And he's not.
What does a 20-year-old kid get $60K?
Just fucking grinding, man. He wants to do this. It's his passion. He wants to be a filmmaker. He wants to be a horror movie filmmaker. The problem is every time he shows it to a company to make production of it, they tell him he has to edit heavily because there's some stuff in it that's is too grotesque and too this and too that. And he's like, I'm not about censorship. This is my project. I made it this way for a reason. I'm not changing anything. So that's a big holdup. He did tell me there was 3 scenes that are getting him in trouble when it comes to the reason why it's not in production. So I guess already he sent it out to like international stuff as well too, and Germany was like, this will never pass in our country.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so it's already banned in Germany.
The home of dungeon porn.
Yeah.
So
and snuff films.
All right, so I don't want to spoil anything. All right, so
especially if the guy didn't even sell it yet.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is that the 2 scenes that he's definitely criticized for. The first one, it didn't bother me, but it was funny, and the whole time watching, I was like, "Whoa, okay, they did it, they went for it." And then the second one, I was like, "Wow, you really fuck!" Like I paused it, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And he started laughing. He started laughing. I was like, "Wow, like, are you like, yeah, that's crazy." So you would fucking love it. Like, just because I truly feel like it's one of those things where you watch it for the wrong reason. Like, to me, it did not bother me.
I mean, I'm surprised I've seen movies where people get castrated and their dick shoved in their mouth. So, like, I can't imagine, like, I think I've seen about anything in a horror movie.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close. The one is very close. The second one is we'll talk about it off camera.
I mean, especially like the Italian movies and stuff. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm thinking, like, why
they're like super gory.
Yeah.
This kid went for it, like, and he's very inspired by those types of movies.
But maybe that's not the good first movie to make. Maybe you make a few.
I'll tell you
that
what.
way you can have some
for being his
presence.
budget, visually the movie looked good. Like, obviously, some of the acting stuff you can tell it was like they're not.
Whatever.
They're not
long-term
professional
actors,
actors, yeah.
But I thought for being a movie that was shot in school accounting and for what they had, like, I thought the camera work looked good. The audio is tough, man, because once you fuck it up, it's hard to fix it. You know what I mean?
I mean, can he get like trauma? Or I mean, I know trauma's not the best, but I mean, they put out a
At
lot
least
of stuff.
something.
There's like that
he is looking into it.
toe tag pictures and like Pittsburgh. Like,
I'm sure there's a lot of, like,
I mean, some of them
independent.
I don't know if they're defunct or not, but
Or
their
you know
movies were
what?
super
Even
crazy.
try and if you spend $60K on the actual film itself, why not
Most
just
of it was
self-produce it?
Most
Most
of it was because it's easy to say when you're not, like, for me, like, I didn't put I'm pretty high into this, and everyone's like, why don't you just get a new laptop? It's like, because I'm already,
Yeah, it's pricey.
Yeah, I'm just because I already spent this much doesn't mean I have another this much to do, you know. He's pretty much hit his point where he's like, all right, like, it's shit or get off the pot, you know what I mean? Like, he can't put any more money into it. That's why I'm trying to really implore him to do, like, a Patreon, and he needs more people to see it and more people to talk about it.
It only takes quite a bit of people to be like inject the venom.
Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed for being a local movie. I thought it looked good. I thought the story was fun. He is working on a part 2.
Oh wow!
So it is something he definitely wants to do more of. But it was fucking crazy. Like, some of the shit they did in that movie, I was like, oh my god. But it was fun. Like, I had a really good time with it. I restarted watching Rick and Morty. I just started from season 1 again.
That's an easy watch, though.
Yeah, I really enjoy Rick and Morty. What are you looking for?
I was like,
No, you go ahead. You keep going.
Your beer's on the left.
he pulls out a turkey or something. Like, what? I didn't know that was in there.
And then
Starts eating Heidi's yogurt.
Yeah, it does stink.
And then the other thing I started playing Spider-Man again because I haven't really turned a PlayStation or an Xbox or any video game systems in a while, and it was a learning curve again. I was like, man, I have to relearn how to play this.
Especially if you haven't played for a while.
Yeah. And then I started watching a documentary on Netflix called Killers, where it's like these people who killed people and then they're in jail and they're like telling their story of how or why it happened.
Appropriately named.
Yeah. But it's funny because they'll be like, it was a complete accident. And then they'll tell their whole story and they'll be like, I was abused and he touched me and he put me in a chokehold and then he hit me in the face and then he grabbed a gun and I fought him and then I shot him by accident in the face. And then the
7 times.
And then the forensic scientist is like, she said, what? And he's like, no, here's what happened. He was sleeping in bed and she shot him in the back of the head while he was sleeping. Like, there was no struggle. There was no signs of nothing. Like, the whole night. Like, so, and then it, like, cuts to, like, their families, and their families are like, well, here's what we think happened. And then then they'll be sitting. It's kind of fucked up how they do it. But then they'll be like, your daughter said this, and then they'll go back to the prison with the audio from the daughter saying, my mom's a fucking psycho, and she's like, I love my daughter, like, and then, like, they're just showing each other, like, she'll be like, I didn't really kill him, and then they'll be like, well, the forensic scientist said this, and they play the tape. It's like, he was shot in the back of the head, and she's like, I don't recall that. Like, so it's like, so they paint this beautiful image that, like, this person's in jail, but maybe we should have, they should maybe get parole because they were abused or they went through traumatic stuff, and then they go back and show, like, they're like, this person's been in and out of jail for 15 times. Like, they're not good people. They're trying to play you. Like, it was a cool documentary. So that's pretty much all I've been really watching or into, and that was pretty much it for me. But I did a cool interview with Eddie Collins, the dad.
Oh, damn.
And have you ever been to the vault?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So his attic, it's 2 rooms and a hallway. The entire hallway is filled with, like, pop culture, like music, pop culture, everything. Just It's literally, you're walking and you're like, I don't want to bump into anything. And then he has like autographed drum heads and sticks and vinyls inside glass cases that he's met all these different people, and they're all autographed, and headshots of all these celebrities, and they're all autographed. Then you walk in the first room and it's literally thousands, hundreds of, like probably like close to like 50,000, if not more, vinyls.
A lot of 45s. I used to joke that part of the house was just going to fall off one day. There's so many records in there.
Well, the one room is just complete vinyl.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome.
And then his office is literally the whole one wall from ceiling to floor. And each box holds probably, I think he said, like 250 different 45s.
Wow.
And he has like 6 shelves, and each shelf has like 8 boxes.
Wow.
Like, and then another row of 8, and then another row of 8. It's packed. And he has it organized. Genre, first name. It literally looks like a record store.
Oh, wow.
That's
in his
awesome.
attic. It's unbelievable.
He has a lot of his own broadcast tapes from back in the day, shit like that.
Every single, because he's worked in radio for so many years. So every time he's ever went on air and done anything, anytime he's ever interviewed somebody, anytime he's ever been on TV, anytime he's ever been in the newspaper, he has all of it. He keeps everything.
That's cool.
He has every single time, like, his band has ever signed a contract or bought equipment.
Yeah.
Like, he has the receipts for it. Like,
wow.
He literally has his entire history.
Yeah.
And not only is he, like, I don't want to come off as like he's self-absorbed, because he literally goes out and has like a section of PA people and has it broken down by Pottsville, Monte City, Shenandoah, Frackville, Harrisburg, Lehighton, and any single band who ever put a 45 out from this area, he has it.
Wow.
He's a historian, is what he is.
Yeah, he's 100%.
He just tries to keep it all
really neat.
documented locally.
Yeah. And then who's I forget, like, what's the band from Frackville that was like the big thing? Not the Dorsey brothers.
The Jordan brothers?
The Jordan
brothers, right.
So the Jordan brothers have a museum in the old school over here in the gym.
Oh, do they?
It's like a huge room of all of their memorabilia, all their stage equipment, everything. He put it together.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's
That's
kind of
cool.
his baby, yeah.
Yeah, so we're probably going to do an interview with maybe a member of the Jordan brothers and Eddie's
Oh,
dad.
they're still alive. Wow.
Yeah,
They
and
were
we're-
like big in the 50s, ain't?
Yeah, and then we're gonna do an interview in the
That's awesome.
in the museum.
Wow.
We're gonna try to work
Yeah.
it out. But I mean, it was an unbelievable interview. It was a short interview, but then like the tour took like 2 hours because he has so much to show, and like it's fantastic. He has such a cool collection. It's insane.
Just as a side note, Tony, that you brought up with Eddie Collins, the way that he has headshots with different people and they're all autographed. There's somebody local here then too that I know of that had the very similar collection of photos signed by the people. That's what kind of influenced me to actually go to conventions and actually see these people and do
but
all that stuff too. Like
the difference between that, and I'm not trying to like cut you off or
Right, no, I get
diminish
it.
that. He's not going to a con and paying like
He was there.
he was physically there.
No,
he's backstage. He's hanging out. I
totally get it. It just,
Like-
in a way, it just kind of inspires me. Like,
He-
it's just
he
like,
has-
wow.
He has
You know what I mean?
something really cool in the works. I can't talk about, but it's
Oh, that's
coming.
fine.
But like, he had the opportunity to go on tour with Chubby Checker. Like he was supposed to go probably numerous times with different bands and just go play like full time, and he just never
He
did it.
played with somebody wild when he was like 15. It was like the Temptations or something crazy. It's not the
Drifters.
Temptations, Drifters. Thank you. Yeah.
He played with the Drifters under the boardwalk. He's been playing since he's literally like 13 years old.
Yeah. Playing professional since he's like 16.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
He actually showed some stuff in the tour. He's a super smart dude. Like he learned how to read at like the age of 2. And that's not even like a bullshit exaggeration. You know how people are like, oh, he was doing this as I'm 2. He was in the newspapers locally for being a 2-year-old who could read. Like, he's an amazing fucking story. Like, Eddie is like, and like, not only that, like, that man has put so much work in, and he's a historian, and he puts the grind in with the local music and radio and everything. But then, like, without even forcing his kids to be musicians, every single one of them turned out to be
Except one.
Turned out to be fantastic. I mean, and I don't know what they do personally, but I'm sure they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because their work ethic, they're smart, like, but at the same time they're all super humble.
But they're coming from a great family, like a great example.
Like, but he's never, like, you know how like the Jacksons were pushing to it. No,
Yeah, he didn't push
No,
it.
he's
Which
just like-
is better.
Yeah, he'd never
when you
did
push
that.
something on
Yeah.
a kid, then they go the opposite way.
and his whole family, like, and even the second generation, the generation that, like, they're just so talented when it comes to music. Like, they're just so good. I mean, you're in a band with two of them. You know what I mean? Like, fantastic. It's just a cool family. It was really nice to be, like, to see the house.
It seems like it's, you know, the writing's on the wall in a good way, saying like, hey, like, I could just tell from your conversations, yeah, that's a little bit of a other side, yeah, but that's a bit of a hodgepodge.
I seen
What a-
pineapple and
what
I
a
smelled
segue.
it.
I don't know what Ben just said.
What a segue.
He handed me a
I
beer.
have more questions after.
He handed me a beer that looks like kiwi, right?
No, it's
pineapple.
actually a
Pineapple, right? And then I smell it, and I
And
get,
it's called Shake and Sonora.
Yeah.
Shake
Like
Sonora.
they like that song, Beetlejuice.
but it literally has everything in here that after I poured it, I was like, I shouldn't have did that.
Let's smell the can. Then.
Just
You're
smell
not
the
gonna
glass.
like it.
Smell the glass.
I'm not gonna. Okay.
You'll get more of it out of the glass. It's like lime, and you smell the coconut and the rum barrel.
It's like a fruity Omin Opalo. Omin
So like,
Opalo.
like it did it again. It
Omnipolo.
literally stopped recording after
Really?
fucking another 10
That
minutes.
sucks.
Why is it doing that? That shit's so annoying.
If you know why it's doing that, please tell us. If you're
Please
familiar
comment
with the Zoom,
below.
Yeah, if you're an AV
Live
guy
Talk L8
or woman.
recording board.
No, but it just seems like that the Collinses, like, they just seem like a really good, just like an overall good family. Just
They're
from
fantastic.
what you always talk, like
They're
a big
fantastic.
game, like, it just seems like the more and more I'm around you, it just seems like they are definitely good. I never heard of the Collins family. That's just me. I might be under a rock.
Did you ever hear Hooligan?
Hooligan, yeah.
That the lead singer is Collins.
Okay.
The band Adrenaline.
Is Keith in that now?
Yeah.
Keith, yeah.
He was a drummer for Psycho Betty for years and years.
Yeah,
Right.
Psycho
Oh,
Betty.
I heard Psycho Betty, yeah.
that was
I'm sure
yeah.
you've probably seen one of the Collins and just not even
the
known.
band Adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
The female drummer.
Yeah.
is a Collins.
What's her name?
Carrie.
Carrie, yeah.
Then Eddie's been in everything. Japan 4. He's been in Gorilla Pack. He's been in Cyanide Sunrise at one point in time.
Now the city.
Now the City. He's been in so many bands. Now he's in Crowbot.
Yeah, I was just
You know
going
what
to
I
say.
mean? Like, it's just Chris is the sleeper of them, who's a fantastic musician and a fantastic singer, but he just doesn't put himself out there like that.
Right.
Gorilla Pack, definitely. I was like, man, I want to hear them every weekend because Chris is he's fun to listen to. He's a great voice. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. I don't know where we're at time wise because this fucking thing, I don't know what's going on.
I think we're about an hour.
Maybe a little bit over.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ben. Neo Geo.
I thought we were going to do snacks.
Now we'll just do we'll eat those off camera. Just
Okay, fuck it. All right. I'm going deadlifting
He was
again.
counting on the snacks.
No, I'll roll with it. So, Neo Geo, SNK. The original company was Shin Nihon Kikaku. It was founded in 1973 by Ikichi Kawasaki, and his operations were in Osaka, Japan. And it was originally a stock company, which I didn't know of, and they really got into the rapid growth of the coin-op operated games. So that's how they got into them.
What's the year?
The year, about 1970, like 1973. In 1980s, they switched the name to SNK and the SNK Core, and they also went into open up in America around that time as well in Sunnyvale, California. So they're kind of really branching out pretty fucking fast when it comes to it. But really, I want to. Well, besides that. First two titles that they came out with was Ozma Wars, which is a vertical space shooter that was in 1979, and Safari Rally, which was a maze game in 1980.
Safari Rally.
So that's where they're kind of like picking up steam, like getting into the actual coin op game. And they did a vast improvement game called Vanguard, which was a space shooter in 1981.
I love Vanguard.
That's
I used to play Vanguard.
That's on Atari.
So as you can tell, 1979, 1980, and 1981, they're picking up steam quite fast for being such a small company getting into the coin-op game. And one of the companies that they actually dealt with was Centuri, and they distributed Vanguard in North America. And it was they did the American branch of SNK that was in October the 20th of 1981. And let me just see, under SNK Electronic Core. So as you can tell, there's 3 companies right off the bat. Don't get pink eye, Steve. With that,
The pink eye.
What?
yeah, he put his
I
eye.
don't know, hopefully you didn't have this on your butt.
But anyhow,
A little bit, but what can you do?
But it wasn't until 1986 where, and this is kind of like an abridged version. I wanted to really get into Neo Geo and all that, but in 1986 they developed and licensed video games. That includes arcade games and consoleized games then as well. And between 1979 and 1986, 23 standalone arcade games were produced. So they've been really fucking rocking and rolling, as you can tell. Like, they were not messing around. Like, if you wanted to actually have a company that was like playing catch up, that was definitely them. They came out with Mad Crasher was in 1984, Alpha Mission 1985, Athena in 1986, and that was actually the bigger title out of them, because Athena was ported to the NES and it had a huge following in 1987. So that was where they really kind of, with the Steam, everything got more popular overall. With the Athena thunder going on, they also had Akari Warriors in 1986, and everybody knows that game from the Angry Video Game Nerd and what have you.
Yeah, it's not good.
It gave more popularity for SNK at that point that they made 7 ports to the fucking game, including like an Atari 2600, and also I think they did the 7800, and there's a few other consoles I was like kind of surprised about.
With the Kaya Warriors, did they invent the... You might not know this. Did they invent the joystick that turned around?
Oh yeah.
You know
Because
what?
Kaya Warriors
I
had
didn't
that.
really look into that. I kind of just want to give like a little bit of a taste of primer, just
Right.
just to be like, hey, like wet your lips a little bit.
I forget.
when it came
That's
to
called
it.
like a turret joystick or something.
Yeah, it's kind of very similar to
or
like
the
Tempest.
paddle or whatever. Yeah.
It kind of was very similar to like Tempest when it came to it. So going into it, they opened another branch called SNK Home Entertainment.
Oh.
And Paul Jacobs was the head, was the chairman at the time that took over John Rowe's position, because he was the one that was was originally in the American versions of it, American president of the company. And Paul helped launch SNK's Neo Geo system outside of Asia, and that's going to be very important. And before the AES, SNK developed the MVS, which is the acronym for the Multi-Video System. And it was released in 1988, and it was a commercial...
He doesn't like that beer.
You can pour it.
That's fucking terrible. Hold on.
Make sure it's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Just do it another one. I mean, what beer are you drinking real quick, just so people know?
Shake Sonora.
Shake that body right. And you know what I like? Someone took the time to draw the fucking pineapple. It's hand-drawn pineapple. Like, just put a picture of pineapple there. It's so much easier.
Nope. It's like, ugh.
What would you describe it as? Describe the flavor.
You sold it to me.
There's too much.
Sorry,
of
Ben,
There's
we're
too
interrupting
much.
That's too much.
There's too much of everything in there.
It doesn't smell good.
It doesn't. It doesn't taste very good either.
Then don't drink it then.
No, try it.
No, you gotta try it now.
Slam it.
You gotta try it now. That's just...
It's not good. I don't know. Maybe.
Nah, I'm fine.
Pour that in there for him. Sorry, Ben.
I'll trust your decision on this.
Maybe.
But
It
anyhow,
did weird things down here.
It's the pine prickle things.
Whoa.
so to give you
It's the battery acid.
Sorry, Ben.
So, anyhow, it was released. It was a commercial success. So
What the
MVS,
So what is that? The main system?
the multi-video system, that was like the first thing that they came out, since they kind of went off the they went off the arcades first for the most part.
But that's not the one you can buy for your house.
Right. I'll get into that a little bit
That's what I
further.
was
I have like
asking,
3
yeah.
pages of notes here, but I'm kind of ripping through them pretty quick. But if anything, if I have to kind of explain a little bit what the multi-video system is, there's a good reason why. It came out with a 1-slot, a 2-slot, a 4-slot, and a 6-slot systems. Now, we didn't have that, but when you actually play an actual console, like they call it the candy cab or the big red cabs, you can press the start button and you can rotate through the games that are actually plugged into the system. So,
and it's like in real time. So basically, the reason why they made this arcade cabinet was for 2 reasons. One was you could have one space that had 6 games in one space. So in other words, this had a system, and he probably has one to show you, but you load the cartridges in a line in one system, okay? So instead of having 6 video game systems in a row, you had one cabinet that you could play 6 different games. And when you pressed the button, it was like real time. It switched to the next game like that. There was no load time.
Yeah, because they were instant.
And also, too, the big thing was you bought the games for the cabinet instead of replacing the cabinet.
Nice.
So
Okay,
that
yeah.
was the other
So
major selling
it was
point.
actually
It was cheaper
as
to
an
do that.
economical standpoint. Yes, it saved a lot of floor space. It would cost it a lot less because each game was about $500 way back then. But that also included like dip switch sayings, mini marquees, and move stickers. So
Did you say dipshit?
no dip switch.
I got a question because
Go ahead.
I'm not too savvy to the
ahead.
topic. So what would they do for the marquee then for the multi?
I'm going to show you.
All right.
There was one
So-
at the Fairlane Mall, but they just said Neo Geo, and they're like, I think there was like a Samurai Showdown guy on the side or something.
I'm going to show you what an actual kit looks like.
I think I remember it.
Yeah, it was
So-
short lived, and there's also a save thing too, where you put a card in.
Yeah,
the save.
Yeah,
that was
that's
actually. I think that's like one of the very first versions of an actual memory card.
Oh, yeah,
too, I
yeah.
think.
That
So
was
they actually
early
came out with it
90s.
way back. Yeah, way back. So this is actually one of the games that I actually have. It's one of my rarer games. It's called Twinkle Star Sprites. So
Twinkle.
Put that with that comic book you brought.
hell yeah. This is what they would come in, and as you can tell,
I like how it's like reflective and shiny at the top. Like,
yeah, that was like their like security settings. So, as you can
It's
tell,
like-
Steve, take a look at what the serial number there. So, there's a good reason why a lot of these games are expensive the way that they are because they had such a limited run. No one really knows what the print run of any of these games are. MVS
That's
and
interesting.
AES.
That's interesting that nobody
And a
knows.
lot of the times to prevent any like bootlegging or like resale, what would end up happening is the arcade operators will actually scratch
I seen
out
this.
would actually scratch out, the actual serial number out of that then too, to keep it away from the pirating and all that then too. You can take a look at that as well.
It's so good.
So
And also, like when
That-
you're
that's
collecting
fascinating.
these, that when the serial number on the cartridge matches up to the serial number on the box, it's like worth more because
Yeah,
it's
obviously.
like a complete set.
as you can tell,
But no one would ever see these because these would be inside the arcade machine.
Right.
the
so like
cabinet.
you can see, there's the actual marquee that would actually light up then too.
Yeah, they had like on the marquee there was like a row that these little cards
okay.
like fit in.
Okay.
So it would say like 1,
Then
2,
dip switch
3,
settings.
and then you would just as you selected it. Yeah.
And then it also had like the little like inserts in there to tell you exactly what's up.
It's like a shooter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shooter. It's a Tetris shooter. So like what you would do is like there would be a line of enemies and you would blow them up and you would affect the other person's side to that then as well.
I like how it says super high tech game.
Super high tech.
Now you're thinking like Nintendo was really innovative with the Switch and everything else. I can certainly say that SNK really had a grasp in high concept games overall, and with that in mind, it's just so wild actually seeing these games being developed like on such just on a scale alone.
I'm glad you brought 1,500 of them.
Wait till you wheels in the cabinet.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait until I will.
that'd be
Do you have a cabinet?
No, I don't.
I do. I have.
Do
one.
you?
Yeah.
But really cool thing behind, like SNK really made things innovative because they can do whatever the fuck they want pretty much. So like that kit, this kit right here, it's pretty rare, pretty expensive. So yeah, I didn't pay that much for it, but
That's good.
no, this is just
Is this like the Red Skull comic thing?
yeah.
Can we go over under?
So
As he just
The way that these, you know what these remind me of? The first Xbox and how big it was. Like that.
Yeah.
This is so big. Like nowadays, boop,
I wonder
one
how
flash
many,
drive.
Yeah, I wonder how many like megabytes that is.
They tell you on a lot of them.
yeah, like
Probably
because
not a lot.
I'm actually going to show you that in the advanced entertainment system
I like how it
stuff then
says,
too.
please insert game cartridge correctly. Inserting a cartridge the wrong way could cause damage. Oh, like what idiot couldn't figure that out? Yeah.
And I'm actually going to get into the reason why they're so huge because
Does your number match on your box?
It does. I seen it.
No.
I think I like this.
Now here's the thing. You can't play that on the Neo Geo home system though.
so just to give you a little bit of a scale then too.
2, 3. I'll keep track.
So there. And then let's see. And then a Genesis cart box.
4.
Just to give you an idea how big these fucking these
They are.
things are.
They're the biggest cartridge ever.
Yeah.
There's a good reason. There's a good
But
reason
that's
behind
not
it.
that's not a home cartridge. That's for,
No, not at first. That was.
And there's a good reason
No one
behind
would
it.
ever
I'll
see
get
that
into
except arcade owners.
And
Yeah.
arcade.
Oh,
Everyone
the dip
knows
switch. I just need the
the
dip switch.
graphics were so much better than what we had at home. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like 1,000 times.
Right.
You
So
can take all that back.
okay, no, that's fine. I'm just gonna leave it there for a moment. So
Yeah,
anyhow,
we need one on the counters.
Yeah.
You know, like the bank when people.
I wish it was on the screen.
I wish I had editing power that I can actually. Yeah, like when you're watching the glory
We're
hole
looking at
porn
you,
video.
Billy. We're looking at you, Billy.
When we're watching the glory hole porn video, and she's like, "Oh, well, 1, 2." I'm not the only one. Thank you, Steve.
just to give you an idea, then too, they also made adapters for these then too. So this would actually hook into the actual system as is. Only problem is it would put so much strain and weight onto the actual pins itself that it's not recommended to actually play the games with that adapter.
Abuse your system.
Yeah,
So
because
for the Neo Geo home system,
Why do you have
So-
tape all over it?
That's the way you
question.
bought
for the lines because it would leave lines and etchings into the actual cartridge
Why does it
itself.
have a USB port on the bottom of it?
Because there's a download. There's software you can download and upgrade it then too.
What?
Yeah. That's how.
but the games are so heavy that they would fuck up the
Hold the
the
phone.
Neo Geo system.
I would have cleaned that tape
okay.
off.
I know it's just masking tape.
Very
It's-
unprofessional.
yeah, I know. It's just protected because of the.
That's neat though.
That's awesome.
It reminds
the
me of
scrapings.
like the Sega where they kept stacking the
Yeah,
32X and
On
like,
top of the Sega CD.
Yeah.
Sonic and Knuckles, and you put that in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So that's exactly what it is.
In the 32X.
Inside
So-
a Game Genie.
That's really neat though. Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
also
that
make
all-
converters where like the cartridge actually goes like in like this and takes off the strain off the actual pins itself. And you should see that setup. That's fucking wacky. But I would rather have like the actual MVS consoleized system than two.
Did they ever make that?
Consoleized MVS?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just tear apart like one of the 1 slots or 2 slot, 4 slot, 6 slot, and they just add a power source to it, and you can plug a game
Oh,
6
okay.
games into it, which is pretty wild. So now,
In all my travels, I've only ever seen one Neo Geo arcade machine.
Really?
Yeah, and I hardly ever see other video game stores. I hardly ever see Neo Geo stuff because it was so expensive at the time, and now it's still expensive now.
You're talking about at Spaceport?
Yeah, the Spaceport was the only place I've ever seen it.
Didn't AJ Styles buy
I'm
like,
sure
the rental box one in the one episode?
I don't know. I'm sure he did. He's a huge collection. Also, Oscar does as well. So
Really?
to tie wrestling into this, yeah.
Wow.
Tie wrestling in the video games. There we go.
I have
And,
a
of
lot
course,
to
Steve
tie
Richards
into
had a
this
video game
then
store for a
too.
while.
So there's going to be a lot of cool like segues.
We're gonna be
into
fist
this.
fighting on the next wrestling episode. Not me and you, but probably not me and Tyler are gonna debate
Oh,
that whole dirt sheet thing.
yeah. I think that was more so about the contract stuff.
Yeah.
So anyhow, back to the next section. SNK wanted to bring arcade gaming without sacrificing quality. Now, this is partially why the actual cartridges are as large as they are. Okay, so
You count the adapter?
Yep.
Okay.
this is the actual system itself.
Now, isn't it big? I like big systems.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So
I
they
mean,
created.
realistically, that's about the size of a PlayStation right now.
So without
Yeah.
that, Neo Geo family, the company created the Neo Geo Advanced Entertainment System.
Do you have a
or the
controller for this?
Yes. That's where the backpack
Wait till you see the
comes in.
controllers. The controller is almost as big as the system.
I actually bought one of these when they came
Really?
out. Yeah.
Wow. How much was it when you bought it?
It was
500.
I mean, the games alone were like $200 or $300.
Yeah, it was
Holy
insane,
shit.
and that's why it didn't go over.
It has a memory card.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Yeah, because you could take that memory
I know
card
it's a little
slot
dusty.
to the arcade, and
Yep.
if you had the same game, yeah, isn't that insane how big the controller
I know. I
is?
should have wiped it up. I know.
Oh my
That's
God,
my
man.
fault.
They're
I
nice
fucked
though.
up
They're
on
like
that.
arcade
Did you bring
controllers.
the Neo Geo X?
Shut up! I'm getting there.
Oh, just to
I'll
show
eventually
them.
get there. Don't worry. Hey, you're fucking spoiling this for me, Andy. And this is like my Rolling Thunder. Yeah, I know about everything's all right.
Ben.
Everything's all right. Shut up. Everything's all right.
To buy one of these today, it's still going to cost you a couple $100.
So they created
That's what it did.
Jason's stuff was a lot cleaner and more pristine.
Whatever.
He's going to kill himself.
So
He's gonna go home and tie that cord around his neck.
It
yeah.
won't kill him. It's already half broke.
Oh dear God!
So this is where the Advanced Entertainment System has been
Oh,
invented.
sorry. This is pretty heavy too, but not.
Yeah.
And they actually called like the whole bundle the gold system. Now, it was only for rent or hotel settings, but the man was there to sell to the general public. So, if you really wanted to get into it then too, they also made some rare rental white cartridges then too, which I
I
have.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are they for this or for the arcade?
They were for the arcade, and you were like what people would do at the hotels. They'd be like, "Hey, I want to play this game," and it would be designated as a white cartridge. Overall, this is the general paraphrasing of it, but you can actually plug the game in, and you can actually play the arcade game in the television. So
Brings back
that's
memories.
a fake level. No, don't do that. No,
that one doesn't fit in that.
no, don't do that.
That one fits in the converter, and the converter goes.
But I'm going
in
to get to those games
Should
then
be
too.
noted this has S video on the back.
It used to.
That's pretty for the time.
That
also.
should be noted, actually.
Yeah.
So they also called this the Neo Geo rental system because of how big it was.
That's
how
what AJ
expensive it
Styles
was.
found.
Okay.
He found the he didn't
way too.
Yeah, he didn't find the Neo Geo system. He found the black it looks like the soundboard case I gave you.
Okay.
But it says Neo Geo. It's a
Okay,
black,
yeah, yeah.
looks
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
black
yeah.
plastic suitcase. He found one it was only for the like Blockbuster. You can get it. You could rent the Neo Geo out
That's
of the system,
awesome.
and he found the case for it.
This looks like it glows in the dark, and these games will get so hot that they vent it both sides. Like you don't see cartridges that are vented because it would get so hot.
No, I mean,
Well, I mean,
it
for the
never
time.
really got hot because I would always play some of those games.
Because the games would only last you like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, they were like arcade style overall. Again, they
Game
did
carto.
arcade quality,
Ricci.
but the AES had better graphics and sound, and for retail at the time when it came out in the 90s, it was $599 in Japan. And that included
Can you imagine that?
a system, 2 controllers, and a game.
At least you got 2 controllers with it.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, you could get
Baseball
Nintendo
stars.
10. You could get Nintendo for $200.
And this is how the setup is, and this is how it go.
All right, we hit the over, people.
Yep.
So
See,
Baseball
this one
stars.
tells it's 50 megs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that was their gimmick then too. It would megabits instead of megabytes. That was the
Oh.
gimmick because they kind of pulled a like a Nintendo or Sega Sega move. It's pretty cool. So they had baseball stars, which I have, and I didn't get enough of time to get NOM 1975.
That's the
but
one
I do
I
have.
bought.
I do have that. But the American system even went more expensive. $649
Alright.
in US.
I mean, I bought a 3DO when it came out. I remember
Really?
that
Oh,
was
man.
like that expensive.
Jesus.
But it also included Magician Lord.
Yeah,
11.
I bought that.
11.
Yeah.
So Magician
feel the
Lord.
weight,
Graphics are awesome.
The weight of this is just like it's crazy.
And that's because
anyone put that?
this is a fun fact I'm going to bring up then too. The video game crash in 1983 part of the contribution towards it was because the Pac-Man arcade game was ported onto like the Atari 2600 and some other ones, and people were expecting arcade quality graphics onto it.
Right.
Which it is an actual contribution to that because people were so let down by this then too.
They were probably also let down at the extreme price tag.
Yeah, that's why
it's due to the fact that the Atari 2600
smells terrible.
It's plastic. But
it's Ben.
But point being though, they don't. Well, the reason why the port wasn't as great was because they didn't have the ROM chips or anything like that at all into the actual cartridges themselves. That's why the Neo Geo MVS and AES cartridges were so big, because they fit all that in there. Because there's actually 2 boards into that then too. And the fun part about it is, this is an American system. If I got a Japanese game, it's going to boot up in English. But if I had an English game for a Japanese system, boot up in Japanese. And European, so on and so forth. So you could kind of say they really were innovative in the sense that they even did...
it does smell.
Yeah, it's that plastic.
The graphics look really cool for that game, though.
But yeah, they went between like 16 and 32 bits. I'm kind of getting a little... I'm not getting ahead of myself, but 16 and 32 bits for the games. So they did a lot of emphasis on bright colors and all that then, too.
It smells a little bit like cooked electronics. A little bit.
Yeah, like burnt.
Yeah,
Like it's like heated electronics.
Like Top Hunter, Roddy and Kathy. You don't know?
Roddy, what a name.
That's a great game too. Actually, all these games are really, really good.
I picked out like the top, like my top. So
Your top 38.
no,
That's incredible.
but look at that, like the visuals and all that.
Now, what
at
is
that
this? A
time.
side scroll beat 'em up or
It's a
shoot 'em?
side scroll beat 'em up,
Okay.
in a way. Side scroll adventure game. So take a look at that.
Can we do a slumber party at
I'm
Ben's
sitting
house
back,
for the
yeah.
for the housewarming?
The first
I don't mind.
Can I see the box? I wanna
I'll
see
bring
the
my
box.
feety pajamas.
The first time I ever saw Neo Geo was at the Bloomsburg Fair.
Really?
When they had
Really,
arcades there.
that is neat.
When I was a child, no one had one, and I never seen one.
Same here. This is my first time actually.
Because
I actually had
$650.
2 of those when I was a kid.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I had one and I got rid of it, and then another friend of mine had one, and he decided, so I bought it again.
I'm really digging this because
This
I'm
is-
really digging into
This looks like a fun game. You know what was weird? They had this alternate symbol right here.
Well, here's
I
the
think
whole
that symbol
thing.
is the shits, but this one is cool.
Well, here's the whole thing behind that. They did a lot of stuff with it then too. Now, there's differences between like the English and the European versions and the English versions, and they call them dog tag versions. So they have a Pitbull for Neo Geo, and it would be like bigger, badder, and then I forgot what the other.
I think it was bigger, badder, better.
Bigger, badder, better.
Bigger, badder, more expensive.
Pretty much. Well, at the time though, so the games cost at least $200 each, and overall for the SNK, the AES, it's 148 games total. If you're wondering about the MVS, it was about 155.
How many of those do you own?
Put it this way, I probably own maybe about 50 out of
Really?
the 155.
Wow.
And that's not including like homebrew versions like
You couldn't just say 50.
I always just put it this way. That's a Benism.
Over under.
These-
How many of these are here tonight?
The AVS,
All 50.
The AVS versions of these games are way more rare than the arcade versions, and these are
Really?
way more expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even
If you
nowadays.
had this same game in the arcade format in comparison to this one is worth much more money
Worth now or at the time?
now
now.
as a collector, because they made way less of these
Oh,
than they
okay.
did for the arcade.
13.
But at the time, it would have been more affordable. I
I guess
assume.
they're probably the same price. I would
So this is
assume.
a homebrew game called Ghost Slop.
Ghost Slop.
The cool thing about this game,
You can actually see the 2 boards.
this was an unreleased Neo Geo game that somebody managed to complete from Day to East, which is which is pretty cool.
Goddamn pervert.
We're all smelling all the cartridges.
Jeez, I wonder what this one smells like.
They have their
Ghost Slop.
buyicnow.com.
So it also came with the mini marquee as well.
Have you ever played this?
Yes, I did. It's a very fun game. Do you know what the premise is of it?
Other than
So-
Ghost and
Fight to
Slop?
stop the ghosts from invading the city. Save
Well-
citizens and become their new hero.
Now, is that for the arcade or for this?
This was actually for the arcade, but
Okay.
due to the fact that they lost, it was an incomplete game. So somebody decided, fuck it, we're going to make it a complete game
Look at the way
overall.
there is spelled. It's weird.
Oh, I know. That's the beauty of like.
What smell is that? Is that this one?
Verrier. My Verrier.
It might be the candle I blew out.
Oh, maybe.
No, but can this one play in the arcade?
Yeah,
not,
you can
not
play-
home.
If I have the adapter.
Yeah. Okay.
If I have the adapter.
But do you use the adapter on your system?
I used to, but I want to actually get an actual setup to actually dedicate it to MVS games. I have more MVS games because they are more cost effective versus buying the AES versions. There's one game right now that I looked up. It's called Kazuna Encounter. That was from Europe, the version of it. Guess how much? Now, this is a 2019 price guide. Used. 35 grand.
Wow.
And brand new, 50 grand.
Wow.
Who buys that? You know, like
Because they never. It's just no. But with Ghost Lop, it's basically like it's kind of like Bust a Move, but the ball keeps moving around. But when you go through certain certain things, like if you go through like the blue ghosts, you switch to the blue and you can hit all of them, and then switch to red in midway. And it takes a lot of hand-eye coordination. Very fun game, by the way.
Looks good.
Yeah, that's one of the better games that I can't believe that they didn't fucking release. So hardware production lasted for 7 years, and it was discontinued in 1997. So they came out with...
They went to 97. So PlayStation was out, and they're still like, well, we can still make a go at this. It's $650.
Still, it didn't ever drop.
That was MVS and AES.
It probably dropped a little, but like that's why it didn't take off.
I think
what's
what's worth noting though is that it ran that whole time alongside all that other shit, and the graphics were still better than PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like PlayStation's kind of
and
garbage.
the load
Games
times
hold up
too.
very, very well.
It's incredible.
So while game production lasted in 2004, making it the longest supported arcade system of all time.
Makes sense.
So at that time, that's when the AES ceased production in 2004. That's the power button. That's okay. You're all right.
All right.
It's been a while.
It was a little sticky.
Yeah, I didn't play it in a while.
All right. It
But,
scared me.
No, you're fine.
You gotta hook that up there when you move in your house.
Oh, you're fucking right, I am. But anyhow, yeah, it ceased production in 2004, and then they finally stopped doing support in 2004. But the Advanced Entertainment System was succeeded by the Neo Geo CD, and the MVS was succeeded by the Hyper Neo Geo 64.
Oh my god, I've
And
never even seen that.
Yeah,
they made like 3 games or something.
The Hyper
Like
Neo
one-
Geo,
like
the
2 or 3 games.
Hyper Neo Geo 64 wasn't, but like if you wanted a cheaper alternative to the AES, the Neo Geo CD was it. They made ones where they made the first consoleized system that they made of it had terrible load times, but they had another system which was the Neo Geo CD. I think it was like CDE. I think. Wasn't it, Jason? Or I know it's another. It was like another version of the system that would load up so much faster than anything. So it didn't really last long. But although those two things succeeded, it was 908,000 units that were sold.
Wow.
Yeah, which was impressive at that time. But here's where we get to the fun part. There was a revival
14.
of the Neo Geo.
Now,
X.
I bought this at the GameStop up here at Frackville Mall.
All right, before you bust this out, let's get this.
Yeah, there was 2 people that reserved it, me and I thought it was Ben. Ben got somewhere else, so there's one other idiot out there.
One other idiot.
It was $150, but this is pretty cool because when you see it, it gives the idea for a current system. You're like, wow.
So this was released in 2000.
But for size, just pull that up here for a second, Ben. Check this out.
Oh wow.
Well, let me pop off.
Yeah, I just wanted to see the size differential.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait do you see the cool part about this?
Yeah, so
I'll show.
I see hinges.
Don't
so
do it.
there's
Don't do it.
no,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
It's pretty sweet.
They ended the production after a year. So October.
dusty.
I know. So
Your stuff
October
wasn't dusty.
October 12th of 2013. SNK actually terminated the license with Tomo, and because there was part emulation and quality, and also there were some distribution issues when it came to it. Now, if you give me the console, there's an HDMI port. This thing actually does work.
It's HD. It hooks up to the TV. Ben, do you want to do the surprise for it?
I'm going to do it right now. So
check this out.
Lo and behold, it's a mini system.
Oh, shit.
It's the Switch. So what you would do is you would hook it up to your TV, right?
Oh, shit.
But that's the actual system. That's just the dock.
And the cool thing is, hang on.
And it's kind of like the NES
I have it
Mini.
charged up. I charged it up specifically for this episode.
So there's 30 games loaded on that, and then it came with a free game, and you would stop it, and you would put it in that, and then you play it on your system.
Here, play that.
Could you transfer data? Like, would you be able to put a card in and put it on there, or no?
The only problem is there's no saves, and it just feels a little junky when you play it.
The emulation, like I said, it was terrible.
It is cool.
What year is this?
2003. It was very...
No,
I'm just
2012.
going to go 3 count. Like, you can pick the different games here as I go, like...
And it actually has the clicking thumbstick then, too. It was a novelty thing way
It was a
back in
good
the day.
idea, but maybe a little ahead of its time because it doesn't work as good as what you would think it works. And then you could just hook this up to the TV if you want to. They see it has an HDMI out. And it did come with one game. Ben probably has it in there.
Ninja Masters, no, pop it out.
Don't pop it out?
Don't pop it
Why?
out.
Oh, we already clicked it.
Yeah,
Turn it off.
all right, there. All right.
But it's a SD card.
It's an SD card with
Yeah, I
Ninja
didn't
Masters on
I don't
that.
think it didn't lose your
No,
save
I know.
progress because there's no save progress.
No, I'm like the believer in like not pulling the games out while the game. while the
Don't do it,
system's
don't
on.
do it, don't do it. And
Like,
his finger's
yeah, I was
already
like,
on it.
Like,
It was
fuck
already
it.
pushed
Hey,
in at that point.
Switch, you do it.
Yeah.
Pop it out.
But it was a little cool system. Some of the
That's pretty neat.
Some of the Europeans actually really like that system just solely because it's a lot more. It's more affordable than anything.
Yeah, it was 150, I think.
It was about that. And now the games were like $60-$70, like the SD cards with so many of the games.
Yeah.
Now they're selling for a fucking mint then too.
And I remember when I got it, that was the only game that came out, and I waited, and no other games really came out. You probably get ones that were bootleg.
I like that you could HDMI out right on that thing.
Yeah.
So you go to your buddy's house or whatever.
Yeah, you can be boop.
Well, I guess you wouldn't have controller options, though, would you?
You'd have to hook up to the dock. And
Oh,
then
okay.
And the controller was the same size as that
yeah,
one Ben had.
actually,
Did it take the same controller, the same port? I guess is
hang
what I'm
on.
asked.
I think they're different.
I think he has beer cans in there.
actually, that was the controller itself, very
15.
similar to that. But
Yeah.
guess what?
Tell me,
USB.
Ben.
Yeah, USB. yeah.
USB. So the USB would hook up into there, and then you do player 1, player 2. I actually hit it in one shot.
This was 2012, you said.
This is 2012.
That
yes.
makes sense.
Yes.
The HDMI freaked me out because I thought it was from like 1993.
Oh,
what
no,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
alien
No.
technology is this?
No, but it was more cost effective for people that wanted to get into Neo Geo, and it kind of got me into actually collecting Neo Geo, like SNK stuff, which is pretty cool.
That system will play the old carts.
No,
Oh.
this is just like
No,
a
it's
like
just
a
for
dock.
show.
Like, it's like a
Oh.
charging, and actually it made the portable system
Yeah, this is the
console.
This,
I
I
gotcha.
got Switch.
this is the
I
NES
gotcha.
Mini, basically.
I gotcha.
So all the games are preloaded on this.
I just thought for some reason that you could put the card in top.
That's just a fancy dock.
I gotcha.
So, but that's essentially what it looked like, which was pretty cool. Like back at that time,
I'm gonna pop that in real quick.
I'd be so afraid to take that thing in and out.
Yeah, that's the way I was always like,
shit.
ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lay it like that.
Let
right
Ben
now.
do it.
so like so just some fun facts just to kind of wrap up
Isn't
everything.
that kind of cool though? How it's like
There's more in that box.
this is kind of the Switch.
What's the count? Anybody?
Oh, I know.
15.
So
There's more in that box.
so here's some fun
He's
facts.
trying to rap on us.
41 styles of MVS cabinets were produced, including a cocktail cab and the candy cab, which is like a there's even a mini that you literally sit on like chairs like ours. It looks fucking. It's fucking nutty how they made it so small. Actually, the MVS was actually inspired by the Nintendo Play Choice 10, which is like Nintendo actually made a arcade system that had easy accessible chips with certain games, and you could play certain games on it. You could choose different games on it as well. So that's where the influence came from. why the market is so expensive, like I touched up on before, is because these games, no one really has
cool.
a definitive number of how many of these games have been produced. Some people even speculate even the serial numbers on the boxes and the games themselves. People don't even know how many games were actually produced. They don't even think that even serial numbers have any meaning to them, which gives it such an ambiguity towards it, which is pretty fucking wild. It's just like no one. It's like one of those like mysterious systems that went about for how many years, and no one really knows about it. Even people are figuring out here and there then too. So, MVS is the most accessible, and it was no more than $200 for a loose card of a rare game. It was affordable, so if you ever wanted to get into it, well, there you go. The AS was more expensive, between $90 and a couple $1,000, because the Metal Slug franchise, that was so...
That's the famous Neo Geo startup sound.
So, legitimate Metal Slug cartridges go for buku bucks. People want those games, and they're the most bootlegged game on the actual Advanced Entertainment System. And as I touched on before, Kazuna Akara, which was a European game, between $35,000 and $50,000 for the actual game itself, and it was the most expensive. And the also cool thing, games are still being made on this system. And I'll give you some examples. Krautbusters, which is like a Nazi, like a German shooter, like a Nazi shooter.
It's like Metal Slug.
Nazi game.
It's like Metal Slug. It's a
Crowdbusters.
Yeah, it's really cool.
homage to Metal Slug. Xenocrisis, which is an alien shooter, which is pretty cool. It kind of plays like Smash TV, but with aliens. It's really cool. Crosswords 2.
16.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Unfortunately, this Neo Geo X did not do well.
No, it didn't. It ended.
It was a big
like
bomb.
a year.
That Crosswords 2 was exclusive game to the CD system.
Yes, that is correct. It was a Neo Geo CD port, and somebody actually decided to be a fucking maniac about it and actually make it a multi-video system game. And there's a Neo XYX, which is a shooter game. And they also did Knight's Chance, which actually had like a poker game, like games of chance, like what you play in Las Vegas, which is pretty cool then too. And I also touched up on like the Megabit or Byte. It's actually Megabit. They kind of played off of like the Genesis, like with the Mega with everything. And
The Neo Geo X Gold. Do you still have your box for this, Ben?
no, I don't.
I still have my box, and it's
Do
in
you know
pristine
how I got?
condition with the
Do you know
handle.
how? I do have my box. Never mind.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the
No,
legitimate
for this
system.
guy.
No, I have that.
Okay, yeah, I kept it. I was like, I'm gonna keep it because it's cool.
So like 54 megs, like
17.
this was like a big thing. Oh, I'm fucking pulling all
Yeah.
out now. Fuck it.
We are at an hour and 15 minutes. Just putting it out there.
Don't worry, it'll get through in 10 minutes.
What's that one called?
Crossed Swords.
Oh,
This was one of the cheaper games I got. I bought this in Emmaus for $80.
and that's a cheap game for this system. So
Yeah, so you can take a look into that too.
Mutant Nation.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of these games look really cool.
Can't
Like,
wait! Can't wait to crash your house, Ben.
Yeah.
So, if you're thinking,
Save
hey
the
Ben,
whole
were there any knockoff games? Guess what?
Guess what,
The
Ben?
Last Blade, The Last Soldier, the Korean version of the game, which had a
What's The
a
Last
colored
Blade?
shell. The Last Blade is a samurai fighting game.
Okay.
And The Last Soldier was a Korean bootleg of it
Yeah.
because they were trying to get it over into Korea. So you can take a look at that then too.
That
and you can actually
Crosswords
get
looks
the-
awesome.
That's a fucking phenomenal
That
game.
looks
It's a
good.
first-person like beat 'em up
Dungeon crawler.
dungeon crawler.
And this is written in Korean because I can't read it.
That's really fucking cool.
Let me see this guy.
Some of the shooters, which
That
is
looks great.
Last Resort,
Oh, wow, look at this. Yeah, it does look cool.
and then Spin Master with the
20.
bright colors. Go ahead, Jason.
Spin Master.
I've seen a lot of this stuff. I mean, I have every single one of these games on my arcade cabinet.
Which is a cool thing. That's a cool thing about
all these games were
if you want to play the
ripped in
games,
ROMs.
yeah, because you get the ROMs because it's gonna be way cheaper.
I didn't get into the good juicy shit, yo.
Oh god.
Okay, so
Oh, this one looks awesome. Spin Master.
I'm gonna-
All right, real quick before you start unboxing everything.
He's almost done.
literally this is like the last bit.
Are they literally the same thing that we've looked at the
Yes.
last 5 things? They're just going to be a gray cartridge with the name written on it.
Well, I want to just show you something really quick. This is going to cater to you, Tony.
I got to
'cause
see it, Tony.
there's a franchise I know that you like, and I want you to pick this out then too because
It's the Italian Batman franchise.
no.
Like
No.
the cases are cool because we get to see what the actual game looks like.
Show Andy this then too. So this is a game. It's called Super Dodgeball, and perfect. Take a look, Andy. Take a look at that, and then show Tony. So where do those characters fit in? We played it just recently.
No idea.
You're a fucking idiot.
Corneo, Ricky, me. Okay, let's see who knows these characters. You ready for these? There's a guy holding a volleyball. His name is Cuneo.
okay.
There is a blue-haired guy named
He's
Ricky.
gonna be made an ass.
There's a pink-haired girl named Miyuki.
Okay.
There's another guy named Kenji who has black hair.
Okay.
Is anything ringing a bell?
No.
Okay, here's a guy.
You gotta
a
look
blonde
at
guy
them.
with a headband named Shinji.
Okay.
Oh, you know him, right?
Yeah,
Oh, you're not
Shinji.
gonna know this muscle-bound lady named Mizuzu.
Oh. That,
Oh my god,
And
you're
you-
gonna make an
you know
ass
him,
out of
but-
yourself.
but not
I'm telling
by
you
the
right
name.
now. You're gonna be laughing like
Sabu,
hell.
Sabu.
but it's not Sabu.
Okay.
It's not the
All
guy
right.
with long hair.
So if I had to guess, right?
Yeah.
It was a most recent game that we talked about.
All right. So I think what Ben's trying to get at, I think he's trying to say these are from River City Girl.
Are they in River City?
They are in River City Girls. Good job, Tony.
I don't know.
Did you make an ass out of yourself?
No,
Andy?
because I didn't. I don't remember anything.
Misuzu is the first boss
I
that you
think-
fight in River
okay.
City Girls.
Is Sabu in it? This Sabu?
The one guy Kenji with like this like the straps and like he looks like a construction worker. You run into him
Oh,
when
that-
you're trying to get the keys.
Well, they're random thugs. Okay, Mizuzu.
no,
oh, she's the
those
first-
are actual
Ben is
legitimate universe
so
characters.
offended that
Hannah,
you didn't
but
get
they're
it.
just
He's
random
so
people.
offended.
And then Kunia.
Triggered.
Did you notice that
Cuneo-
one thug
Cuneo
Batman
and
beat
Ricky.
up in the beginning was actually the thug from this?
Cuneo and Ricky, the fucking boyfriends in it, and you didn't fucking
Is
get
that-
that
I
was
didn't-
like a blaring example of it. What is
You
wrong
know what they
with
say?
you?
We got to find our boyfriends.
Yeah.
They never
What
say
is
their
wrong
names.
with you though? What? I
Triggered.
mean, seriously, Andy, come on, man. You were like gushing over River City.
Yeah, it was
Girls.
a great game. I didn't
Yeah.
beat it because it was too hard.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Get out of here. I'm done. I'm done.
This coming from the guy that watched Italian Batman.
Porn.
Hey,
Yeah, porno.
It doesn't fucking matter if I watch porn, but the point being is,
Ben, what's the name of Black Panther's friend who invents
I
all
don't give a
stuff?
shit. You didn't know River City Girl characters that continue with
Yeah.
River City.
Masako
Ransom.
and Kyoko, the
yeah,
two main
and
characters.
all the characters with those
What's
games.
the name
and
of the
too.
guy that invents all Batman stuff?
Lucius Fox.
Lucius, yeah.
Yeah, see how it's a deep cut? And it took you a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah, well.
See what I'm getting at?
But I'm just saying, though, you ran into
What's
these
the name of
characters sometimes.
Damien's pet cow?
I don't even know
Okay,
that.
well that's how deep we're going.
But I'm just saying, though, like,
Not
for how
every-
you gushed over the game.
I
you know
didn't
what mean?
sit and study every single random thug in the game what their name was.
I didn't
Maybe
either,
you should
but-
have.
I next time I'll have to go on the
No,
internet.
but the point
Maybe you
is, that's just
should've.
fucking ignorant, though.
So the only reason I do that is because
but
it's
then
the
when I get
only-
home, I'll
it's-
make sure to burn my game.
It's the only game that we've all
Gotta
collectively
return
played
it.
that
Okay,
had that
yeah,
style
yeah,
of art.
yeah.
That's why I kind of.
Like, that's all I wanted to do. But Andy fucking twisted it and fucking mangled it to a fucking pulp.
That has nothing to do with anything, then.
But still, though, the characters are still there, though. Come on, man.
We didn't debate like this over Chick Check.
The thing about
Christ almighty.
the thing about SNK though is it has an insane popularity to this
Yes.
day. There are collectors who collect this stuff
still
and they're
worth-
very diehard about it. The end of the run of these AVS cartridges are super expensive and they're very limited.
Yes.
Some of the games that came out towards the very end. SNK also did two. They did a Neo Geo Pocket System, which
Yes.
was their version of the Game Boy.
No, I didn't really get into that, but that's a whole nother realm within itself because they did a little bit. They actually was a little forerunner because they did competed against the Game Boy. They also did Wonder Swan. Then too, Bandai actually had a hand in Wonder Swan, which is pretty wild. The history of that, because they did Wonder Swan Crystal, so on and so forth there too. But they actually try to tackle the portable market as well.
DJ from Street Fighter.
They still in Japan, like they still have pop-up shops. SNK has pop-up shops that'll just pop up for like a week or a month and sell like all SNK stuff, and it's really cool. Like
not this stuff though.
No, but they did like SNK shirts, like of some of the characters, and they were really cool because they came in these boxes.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
like you got the box, but inside was like a shirt.
That's awesome.
But their fighting games are like as legendary as like Capcom, like
Real Bout, Fatal Fury, or Art of
the
Fighting,
Samurai
King
Showdowns.
of Fighters.
Yeah,
That's probably the majority of the games.
King of Fighters, like PlayStation still have games like that are recent. King of Fighter games.
SNK really produced a lot of fighting games way back in the day. Their second biggest was shooters, and that's really how they did it. They did more conceptual stuff where with that Top Hunter Ruddy and Kathy, they did it more of like a 3D background, kind of like what the Virtual Boy did with Wario World or Wario Land, which is pretty cool. Like I said, with Twinkle Star Sprites, that did like a Tetris shooter then too. They did a lot. They did like Mahjong. They did.
There's some
chance
sports games. There's a football game on that.
There's a
Neo
football
Geo
game. There's even the second most expensive game is Neo Turf Masters, which is a golf game.
It's a great golf game.
Yeah,
it's very arcade style.
It's
golf
very
game. Very fun.
Very well articulated and all that. Then too, that cartridge goes up for about like 10 to 12 grand.
That's insane.
So
You have it?
And by far,
You have-
there's two other games, and I'll literally wrap up here. Pochi and Ya, which is a
Poaching, yeah.
there you go. Take a look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pochi and Ya is a Tetris style game,
Oh, that's a...
and basically you try and match up like the different like dogs and cats with it. Then too, this cartridge, this whole kit overall, somebody's asking on eBay $2 grand for it. So that's just saying where.
I don't think it's open, so you're gonna...
No, you can fucking.
Is it open? I thought it was sealed.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't pull it out.
Yeah, pull it out. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't you know who that character is?
No, I don't.
It's clearly Dave Cantwell.
Yeah.
Also,
Look at the red beard and the bald head.
like I have a mini, or I have like an SNK cabinet. I have a 2-slot. It's a miniature like SNK. It's about as high as like, I mean, I know people on camera, as high as that refrigerator. It's
like the
really,
big,
really
Without
bigger
the
door.
freezer.
it has like a 13-inch monitor in it, and it's really rare because it was only available in like McDonald's and like Chunky Cheese and stuff like that.
I didn't know that. Wow.
And one of the things that I got for it, which is kind of cool, is they have a cartridge like that that has all the games built into it. So it's like 100,
that's cool. Yeah.
151 games in one cartridge.
Nice.
And then you just boot up that cartridge and you have a menu where you can go
Yeah.
through and select
That's
the
a more
game you want to play.
recent game. So
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a website on this one.
I have a question then for either one of you.
sure.
I had seen that picture where SNK teasered that they were going to make like a handheld emulator that you plugged in your TV, and it kind of looked like the thing,
Like a
the
mini-
joystick, but it was like
Yeah.
that big. It was white. So, what are they putting on that? These games? Yeah.
I would assume.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, they
SNK
have-
is mainly just the. And you didn't talk about SNK became like Playmore. It was like SNK Playmore.
Yeah, they actually switched. They kind of like I was kind of going with the theme there, where they switched different companies here and there. They developed to be SNK Playmore after they became like more. I wouldn't say defunct. It was just more along the lines of like they had to rebrand just to be current, because they sold a lot of their library then too as well. And then they bid on a lot of the stuff. And the same guy, that Ichi Kawasaki, he was actually one that actually still was part of the company and stayed true throughout the whole entire run of SNK. And he actually ended up selling like 82% of the whole company of his shares to really kind of bring everything back. And ever since then, like, the Neo Geo stuff has gone onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and they really did a great number on it, and people really were like, oh shit, like these games came out in the 90s?
I'm super impressed. I think it's a testament to the system that from the NES up to and everything including the 64 this went all through that, and it didn't do any hardware changes. That's incredible. That's incredible.
It's fucking phenomenal.
What this company did too is like once they stopped developing games for the Neo Geo, they went on to develop games for other arcade systems under the SNK Playmark, because I think it was like Metal Slug 6 is like,
because they did it on the Sega Naomi system then too. This is where I'm getting deep cut shit right here. This is like the Naomi, like Sega developed. It was either that or like Sega Saturn, a little bit better graphics, but for the arcade overall. And they did a lot, and like there's the Sammy Atomus Wave that they did then too, which is a cartridge based. Like they kind of took a page out of the MVS's handbook then too. Even the CPS3 from Capcom even did a little bit better, where they combined not only the actual board itself and you had the cartridge, but you also had a CD drive overall that combined with the small library of 6 or 7 games, because I was telling Andy about it then too. The only problem was a lot of the batteries would be a suicide battery, so literally you were under the fucking wire when it came to it. So like if you wanted to replace the battery and keep that game itself, you literally had to fucking know your way around a cartridge so the game didn't fucking die. But once the game died, that was it. That was fucking done. But a lot of people, or actually one particular hacker from New Zealand called Razula, for the CPS2 at least, he actually called it phoenixing boards then too. So basically, like, if you had like Alien vs. Predator and it was a dead board, he found a way to make it like an actual cartridge itself. That's just to give you a general idea of it. But
and the one other thing to keep in mind too, like before Mortal Kombat came along, Capcom and SNK were in constant battle with one another,
right?
As far as fighting
competition,
games go.
Yeah.
And finally, on the Neo Geo platform, they did SNK versus Capcom, where the Capcom, like Ryu and the Street Fighter characters, were actually in a game on a fighting game on the Neo Geo, which was SNK versus Capcom.
And if you ever want to know a little bit more about how the like poking fun at each gaming company would go, Dan Hibiki, the guy with the purple gi in Street Fighter, was actually influenced by an SNK characters, and Capcom jabbed at SNK. SNK did the same thing then too with them, and they kept going back and forth, and they actually ended up doing a lot. Capcom actually produced a lot of their games then too, SNKs, like with the King of Fighters and all that. They didn't make any very little profit whatsoever. And so that's why Capcom raked in most of the money with that whenever you see like SNK versus Capcom and all. But one final note, you may not have ever seen this game.
21.
Andy, since you're reading Japanese, you go for it.
Okay, so I'll say... it's weird when there's a different font, it throws me off. So, Samurai Superigi, Samurai something, I can't, Jayaru, Super Shiaru? Special? Samurai Special. Samurai something special. What does it say?
Okay.
How close am I?
There is a Samurai Special.
One of the very popular third-party titles for the SNK Neo Geo AES was Samurai Showdown. And that game that you're holding right there, that's Samurai Showdown Zero Special, and there's a lot of controversy behind that. So when SNK actually released it on the AES, it was an unfixed version. So when you played the game itself, there was actual fatalities, where it was bloody fatalities as well.
There's a like
decapitation, like on-screen decapitations, bisecting, all that kind of cool stuff. That MVS version, that cartridge that you're holding there, as is, I got it from a forum member from the NeoGeo.com forum for $500.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
that was just the card only, and the kits usually go for about $1,000. So the guy really wanted to sell it. I was like serious about it. One guy I gave a good deal about it. I was like, hey, like I kind of want it, and I bought it. So basically, what you're looking at is you're fine. But as far as things go, like I basically bought I bought this collection like my first salary at Social Security.
That's what Ben did when he worked for a full year. Just bought all this stuff.
Pretty much. I have so much more to
It's
this
crazy
because
SNK made all these games. Like, there's no other, like, it's not Capcom and Acclaim. And
I think someone else did make games.
Really? Did they have any other producer or companies?
Well, there's other companies like ADK.
ADK, yeah.
He had a Taito game in, or Taito, however.
Okay.
Did that
Then
IRM or I don't know if they did or
no,
they didn't.
Data East definitely did a few things with them then too. They also
not as many because the system just wasn't that, around that much.
But still, though,
it's not that many people bought it because it was so expensive.
It was actually rated number 19 out of 25 top video game systems of all time for IGN then too. So there's a good reason why people remember the system.
Like if you had the money, but I
think it's incredible.
Yeah.
I wish I had the money.
The games are awesome. I mean, I love them. I play them all the time.
I mean, most of your arcade classics that you're getting now on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch, they all have the SNK look, but maybe updated graphics a little bit. But a lot of that side-scrolling, very simple 2-button style, 3-button style game is all takeoffs of Neo Geo style games and these old school arcade games, because that style of game does have a market and people still like playing them. So this is definitely still going on in video games now. The problem is, this where you can go buy this game for $1,000 in the system for $600. It was just like, I can just get an emulation of it.
And don't get the wrong idea. I got these games, like there are some video game shops that were like in Lancaster, PA. Some of them actually were selling these for like $200-$300 then too. Yeah. A little bit, maybe
it's
a
very
little bit
expensive
more.
hobby to get into.
But I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. There's only certain games I would get on the actual home console versus like the MVS. I'd rather collect the MVS because if you notice overall, a lot of the boxes are beat up. There's a good reason why. No one really saw the games, therefore nobody gave a real shit about the actual condition of them. So it is what it is, and that's the system. I have a whole bunch of other games that we can play, and 100% I want you guys to play all these games.
Can't wait.
And
looking forward
enjoy
to
the
it.
hell out of it.
I'm gonna bring my feety pajamas.
All right, I'm done.
All right,
I'm done time.
I mean, not
21.
even close. We're 21 items. 21. You went over the under, but under Andy's.
Yeah, I said 30. I thought he was going to bring a bunch of them.
But no, that's it.
All right, I'm glad I hooked the camera up for
What's
that.
your favorite Neo Geo? Do you have a favorite game, man?
Well, I didn't bring it with me, but there's a couple of them.
You didn't bring your favorite one.
Actually, I did bring.
I'm glad I asked it. I'm so glad I asked.
So you brought 21 items and didn't bring your favorite one.
I brought my heavy hitters. Along.
This game looks incredible.
But
you're looking at like a couple grand here or more.
Yeah, but
that game's really not that great, actually.
Really?
It's like very
ruined
repetitive.
it looks like I think this.
It's interesting.
It's like super repetitive.
Yeah, it's all right for the first couple levels, but then like at that point, like if you wanted to keep going with it, it is what.
Can you imagine back in the day? You have this. You're a rich kid, right? Or no, you're somewhat, but you save up your money. You buy a game for $250 and you beat it in 2 days.
Oh yeah, that'd probably be pretty rough.
I get upset when I beat a game now in a week that costs $60.
Here's the thing though. When they meant the arcade, they literally meant the arcade. So you actually had a limited amount of continues on this then too. So you really had to hone your skills in on this shit then too. So like if you played through Crossed Swords
for $200, you should unlimited continues.
Like you only went through like 3 or 4 continues, and you got to a certain point. That's why they actually had a save feature on these games, because there's no way that you're going to fucking complete it.
On the arcade, you could go as much as you want.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're spending money.
I mean, put it this way: I got to a good leg on a whole bunch, like on that game itself.
What's your favorite game?
Yeah,
there's actually 2 of them. I actually brought along with me Twinkle Star Sprites and Samurai Showdown Zero Special.
Oh, so you did bring your favorite game.
Yeah, but I also like Strikers 1945 Plus, which is basically like a shooter by Psycho, and that's a really cool game where it's like 1943 like ships that you just shoot stuff. It's a shooter game.
Why didn't you bring it?
Why didn't I bring it? Because Tony wouldn't allow me. Because I would have brought like two boxes of games.
You could have brought Nation.
You could have brought 3 more or less ones that just have the title of the thing on a piece of plastic and brought like the one with a cool box on it.
Yeah.
But the point is, I don't have that many games for the actual consoleized system, though. Because, again, it was cost effective to get what I had.
No, I understand that.
Metal Slug 3 is my favorite.
Jesus Christ.
And they're hard, Metal Slug games. Jesus.
Yeah.
But
very hard.
All right.
Other than that, that's pretty much Neo Geo. That's just like a little bit of a primer in a nutshell.
Cool.
Great job, man.
Andy, you got anything to plug?
No, I don't have any. There's no wrestling this weekend or nothing. Just PPWs in 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks. So, and then there's another show, the 14th. Oh, I forget. I don't have anything really to.
Is it PPW and then Outbreak, or is that next month? Not that
yeah, it's PPW, and then Outbreak is the next, the 22nd or whatever. So
I might actually go to the Outbreak show.
You should go to PPW. They're fun. They're both fun.
I kind of want to go to the PPW ones, but it's just they sometimes fall on beer weekends then too. So
yeah, you don't have enough beer.
No,
you only have enough in your fridge right now that you can't drink.
I'm picking and choosing now. It's like natural selection.
Jason, got anything to plug?
I'm good.
Ben.
Banging Beers, we're doing the Seltzer Shootout. It's going to be a fun fucking time. We do like a 3-parter for the Seltzer Shootout. A lot come down the pike between Equilibrium, Hudson Valley. Also, Imprint by... curated from Dave Lorenzo. He actually picked up the imprint, and I met up with him. So, a lot of shit going on with Banging Beers. Not Cool in High School. The next topic, whoever's going to pick up on
next
that.
topic is going to be Matt Sprague. He's going to be doing Colts.
That's going to be fucking cool.
And then Andy said he may take the one after that.
I was going to say, what if he's going to be doing himself?
That'd be amazing. And then you're going to do the one after that?
I guess so, yeah. I guess so, yeah.
The wrestling pod... Oh, I'm sorry, Steve, what do you got?
Leagues. Malifaux Leagues. Alchemist Cove. Go check out the Alchemist Cove. They just bought the storefront next to them, and they're doubling their space.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I have to go down.
They cut down the wall. And,
yep. It's going to be a second room just for like wargaming, so that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's in Skooklehaven?
Yep.
In that little strip mall there?
It's right after you cross the tracks on Main Street.
Make a sharp right.
It's a little past the post office, and it's right across from the car wash.
Yeah.
Any of you old heads, it's where the Haddisties used to be.
Oh, yeah, that is Haddisty. And so when you pass the Broxell, and you make the train station, you make a right.
I really gotta go there.
Right by the borders.
I gotta pick up my shit.
There's some other stuff too
I feel like
moonshine places in there, in that building.
That used to be.
It's not in that building.
It's not in there anymore.
No.
Okay.
Now they convert it to the Bums Rush. That's like outside, in between Orgsburg and Skooklehaven now.
Food looks good there.
Yeah. So I have a shit ton of interviews coming up. A bunch are out. Wicked Turtle Network episode is going to debut. What's today?
That
Tuesday?
did debut, isn't it all up already?
Well, part 2. Part 2 is going to come out Thursday. So if you're interested in part 2, that's going to come out Thursday.
And I come in halfway through that, or a little more than halfway.
Is he swinging that big dick energy?
Yeah, he kills it. And then Pro Wrestling, the Tornado Tag podcast is going to be doing every topic this month is going to be something with Black History Month. So we're going to pick different black wrestlers that had an impact on the sport history. Yeah.
And no joke, I'm kind of interested in the Bearcat guy.
Yeah.
That's going to be
That's one guy I don't know nothing about.
He's supposedly technically one of the first black world champions, but he doesn't get credit for it.
Not Tony Atlas.
Let me guess. Brian picked that one, didn't he?
Brian is a fucking wrestling encyclopedia.
Fucking dead nuts. Dead nuts on him. I like Brian.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, you guys, for content wise, I'm not gonna lie. The 4 of you guys, 3-4 of you guys on Tornado Tag, even though I didn't really listen to some of the stuff, I just think
he's like, you guys are killing it.
Guys fucking awesome. Some of you, maybe some of you. That one show, really good. I didn't hear it, but it sounded good.
No, I just you just kind of have like
you just gave a Trump speech there.
You just kind of give like an like the
means
four
well.
you like
He
the
means
3-4 you guys give like a good R. It's just a fucking solid like
Yeah,
a podcast.
I mean,
I'm not kidding you.
We're doing so well that other wrestling companies are asking us to come and film content there. So
There
we're
you
doing
fucking
we're
go.
doing we're doing
There you
something
go.
right. Yeah,
Hey.
we're doing something right.
That's great.
Fucking right, man.
Yeah, proud of it. We have a lot of cool stuff coming.
Sorry,
I can't even look at you.
Sammy Guevara. I didn't see your match, but sounded good, man.
Yeah.
Killing it.
No,
out there.
I kind of like. I actually listen to your stuff. I really like you guys.
Guys, don't talk.
Yeah, don't swing back into it. You didn't listen.
No, I did. Seriously, you can look on my phone on Spotify.
Seriously, you're all good.
I've been
looking.
listening to
You're
a
all-
lot of
you're all
shit.
good guys.
I think.
I've been seriously listening.
What topic
to a
did you listen to?
I know I listened to some Tornado Tag at least, but I know I've been listening to the Bangin' Beers.
The good ones.
And some of the Not Cool in High School and the Chick Tracks one where I fucking die laughing over the fact that it's like, hey, Bangin' Bears podcast, Jason sounded like a Texan, and I'm like
Ben,
Fat Albert.
Weren't you there for that?
Yeah, but it's fucking hilarious because it comes out of the woodwork.
That's his favorite part ever.
I fucking I laugh so hard at that I'm like fucking coughing. Like it's a dry cough. And I almost like wrecked my car twice going through on 61. That's how fucking funny it
Could
was.
you imagine how that's how Ben dies listening to our podcast?
Man dies by listening to his own podcast.
Benjamin
What-
Craig, 31 years old of Fractal, PA.
Snap,
He was present for them.
snafu in his own podcast.
Hey, listen, he listened and gave us 10 cents. I like it.
Oh my god, it was fucking funny.
Who gets all
you,
your
Steve.
Who gets all your stuff if you eat it?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
If you were to die, who
Who do
gets
you
all your
will
stuff?
all your stuff to?
Where's it go?
Your mom and dad, I would assume, since they're...
Yeah, your mom will
Well,
love
I
Last
told my
Resort.
mom a lot about this stuff then too. I said I got hammered the one time. I told my mom like, make sure you look up everything.
Oh,
I
so
told
Here's
her,
the
I go,
thing, when
I
people
told her
die...
about the Incredible Hulk 181. Like
Yeah.
I bought it for like 1,800 with the stock signatures. I said you could get that for like 8-9 grand. She's like, what? And I go, nothing. Drinking beer.
yeah, I'm sure she retained all that.
When people die, they look nothing up. The best is to get someone you trust that can help you out.
We
that
will
knows.
when you eat it. We will take care. If you want it all sold, we'll make sure we'll take care of it for you.
They'll pay for
We'll
your
put it in
funeral.
the Italian Batman
Yeah.
porno fund.
Yeah, to make Batman porno too.
Yeah, I mean that's
Tony,
what you,
we're seriously watching that. I mean it.
that's what you did with your buddy when he passed
Yeah.
away. You guys
His
sold
mom
all
had
the
no
stuff.
idea.
Yeah, you
I mean,
sold all
he
the stuff for him.
goes, yeah. it was
No,
wild-
my mom does.
wild.
See, the thing is, I know we're going over time, but my mom bought a
We
lot of
went
my-
over time an hour and ago.
My
An hour and
mom
a half
actually
ago.
bought all my Super Nintendo games, and she kind of knows.
Yeah, but I mean,
what's
some
up.
could be
Yeah.
worth now $5. Some
Yeah,
could be worth 200.
I mean, I have them.
She doesn't know
I have
that.
a lot complete in box and all that,
That-
too.
that
So she does
Earthbound.
very well
Yeah.
know. Yeah, she very well knows because I told her about it.
Can we
She's
bring on the
good about
podcast and quiz her on the worth of all your stuff?
it. She'll fucking shit a brick.
Well, she knows it.
I mean,
She doesn't know.
not everything.
She doesn't know.
You guys did a really great episode. I didn't listen. My mom said she was really great. She didn't listen either.
No, she knows about the one loose copy of Earthbound I paid for $50, and then she knows about like how much that Earthbound is.
Call his mom on the phone.
Yeah, call her right
Mrs.
now.
Craig.
Here, we'll patch her through.
How much
No.
is Earthbound worth? What's an Earthbound?
What the fuck is
Yeah, I know, but
Man, I love you to death. That's going to do it for fucking whatever the show is. Not Cool in High School. We'll see you next time.
fucking banter.